All right. Hello,
What is
and welcome to
camera.
our latest episode of the Night Shift Let's Talk Gaming. Oh, man, I am CMoney over on this side of the screen. You see the very lovely and beautiful
What's
Doodle.
up, everybody? Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday indeed. Now, as you see up on the screen, we have two of the dopest people who be on YouTube. You got the man himself, Mav from Fun Speculation.
Let's go.
Thank you for being here, my brother. And you have over on the other side, Elite Gaming Guru from the Gamer Initiative podcast, who's making his debut.
Yes.
On camera,
Yay.
right here for
Thank
you
you for having
fine
me.
people.
Thank you. On camera, first time on camera. I'm a camera virgin.
That's amazing.
Well, your cherry just been popped officially.
Exclusive,
Like
just for us.
it just
felt it.
happened.
Thank you
and
so much.
Thank you for having me.
That's a
I'm
sign.
so grateful. This is great. Let's do this. I've not
We're so
started
excited
jumping.
that you're here, that
Oh,
you're
I'm so
both here
excited.
hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Mav,
Really
thanks again, bro.
good.
Appreciate you for coming too, bro.
Thank you,
Dude,
Matt.
super happy
trying
and
to
glad I was
mention it.
able to make it here on a Friday.
Fine.
I'd like to
Yes.
apologize to the entire gaming community for getting a double dose of me today. Because we have a show tonight as well. But yeah, I usually can't come on here on a Friday, but we made it happen today, man. So
Yes, we
did.
appreciate it, Matt. Thank
looking
you
forward
so
to it.
much. And
It'll be
they
fun.
love it. They're excited that they're
Be
getting,
clear.
you
They'll
know.
take a double shot of
Yes.
Mav anytime. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I'm not although I'm
Really
not
smart.
the one here doing shots. There's somebody else
That's
here
true.
doing shots.
That's true.
Yeah. I'll announce to everyone. I'm on the tequila.
Woo!
and I've got my Kraken going. So I'll just start.
Look
the
at
Kraken now.
that.
So,
Yeah,
there
Let's
goes the
crowd.
go.
My wife's already getting messy in the chat.
Already.
Hey, babe,
I'll be having 3 doses of Mav.
let's go.
Oh,
Get
shit.
ready.
man,
Matt
it's
said,
gonna
let's go.
He's like, so I'm out. Thank you guys. It's been a great
Nice
show.
being here. Goodbye.
You can find me at Fun Speculation over on YouTube. Have a good one, everybody. Peace out.
Oh my god. No, guys,
That's
listen.
awesome.
Again, thank you all for being here, and thank you guys so much in the chat for coming through. See a bunch of our homies in there. Thank you all for being here. What a week, guys.
Yes.
Listen, this is it's a very fun time, and I've been saying it, and it's fun to say, but it's a very fun time to be an Xbox dude if you've been an Xbox dude for a long time, right? Like if you're just new to Xbox, it's like, all right, cool, this is dope. But like if you've been here for a while and you've struggled through all the years of not having as many games as you would want to have and having to be the butt of every joke, we now have risen. All right, our status has gone up in the
changed.
world.
Quite
It
a
has
bit.
changed. Yes. So we're in a good position, man. So obviously, this week there's been a lot of talk going on. The Dev Direct got announced. Hashtag CMoney was right. Indiana Jones was in fact going to be in the show and
you.
released in 2024. Oh yeah, I said it, Mav. I said it. 2024 release with only the 1 year to back up my words is what I'm going to go based off of. With 2023, every game shown there was released. 2024 will be the same. That being said, all right, there's also been a lot of messiness going on because there's literally the day before the direct was announced, there's just a whole bunch of going back and forth about Xbox being third party now versus keeping the games. There's just been a whole mess with it. And listen, I know you guys have probably talked about this on other shows, but it's Friday night and we're gonna talk about it in a chill, fun way, just kind of get off our bars on it and see what we feel. So first thing, okay, let's start with the Xbox Direct, because I don't know about you guys. When I saw that freaking sheet or whatever, I don't know, the image that they put up there, those 4 games, for me, you look at those 4 games right now, if those are the only 4 games we're getting this year, Xbox did its thing. You know what I'm saying? Like they killed it with first party exclusives. I mean, where do you guys sit with the 4 games that they're showing today? I mean, do you feel like these games are enough? Or I mean, we know there's more stuff coming, but what do you feel about what they're showing? Let's start with
Go on, Matt.
with my man Elite Gaming Guru making his
Let's go then. Right.
on
Sorry, if you
keyboard.
hear snoring in the background, by the way, that's my dogs. Sorry about that. They're
Oh,
asleep
nice.
now on the sofa and they're snoring. So they're 2 Rottweilers, so they snore quite loudly.
Nice.
Right. So yeah, I'm excited. I mean, let's highlight first their first party. So Sony, take note, and yeah, 4 first party games. They are all first party, I believe, aren't they? So we've got Indiana Jones.
Ara is being published by Microsoft. It's made by Oxide, so
Yeah.
I consider that first party. Some don't, but Xbox considers it first party. So if they do, then I do.
Well, Sony fanboys have been claiming that if anything published is now first party because Sony's lacking. So yeah, so we can claim that as another first party game. So officially, Xbox still has more games and more first party games than PlayStation, even if you include all the published ones. So
even just these 4 games alone are more games than PlayStation has saw out of their camp in the last couple of years.
Which are you most excited for?
I want to Indiana Jones, I guess. Though I'm looking forward to play Avowed probably the most. If it's going to be, as they describe it, a massive RPG with complete freedom, yada, yada, yada. It sounds like sort of more like Baldur's Gate 3, but in a sort of a first/third. Because you can switch, can you? I'm not sure if you can switch between the two perspective. So I'm looking forward to that. But then Indiana Jones, I really want to see what they've done with this. I really want to see the sort of the graphic, where it looks graphically, if it's going to be sort of realistic, or if it's going to go down a different route. But just the story and just how in depth they're going to go into it. And I want who's doing the voice for it. I'm not even sure who's doing the voice for it.
They haven't announced
Well,
it.
I think that's part of the
that's going to be part of the reveal. Right? Yeah, like because they had them silhouetted out on purpose. So I think they're trying to hide their take on it right now. But we'll probably find that out, I would assume.
It'd be amazing if it's Harrison Ford doing it.
Oh man,
he's so old.
I think he can clean up his voice though.
He didn't do too bad in the new movie though. Did you see that? And, and I think he even he voiced the young versions of him, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. That was the awkward part. Old Indy made sense, but when you saw like young Indy face with old Indy voice, it was a little.
Oh, they didn't even change the voice.
No, they tried to. Yeah,
but like so it didn't work.
So he's just
he sounded like he had arthritis.
with Harrison.
Yeah.
Did you say he sounded like he had arthritis? Is that what you just said?
Yes, he sounded like
you could just hear the arthritis in his
you could hear, they didn't use enough noise cancellation, and you could hear the bones actually creaking as he was talking.
Oh my god,
he's a legend.
That's pretty bad.
But that's what I'd like to. It would be good though to have Harrison Ford, but it'd be interesting to see what they've got going for it. But so Indiana Jones is probably the most exciting, just to see some gameplay of that.
And they have to be going realistic, right? I mean, that's what they've done,
so.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, graphically, Machine Games have been pretty, stellar, right? Like, Wolfenstein games were amazing looking. I mean, there's a bit of stylized, like it's kind of stylized, right?
They do sort of stylize. Yeah, that's something they do tend to stylize their games. So that's why I'm just curious what route they're going to go down. Are they going to go for the sort of usual stylized, which I don't think it'll be bad. I think it might be quite exciting. Because I like this concept art for Blade, for example. I quite like that sort of cartoony, sort of comic strip art that is going for Blade rather than going with the generic realism.
I mean, I feel like that makes more sense, right? Because it's a comic, right? So stylized game, stylized, source, right? Whereas Indiana Jones, that's like a real dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not like a real life dude, but I'm saying like these movies is real dude.
Tomb Raider. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, and honestly, for me, I would be, I mean, honestly, I don't know how you guys would feel. I would be disappointed if it wasn't a realistic art style. Because I'm honestly looking at this as Uncharted. I mean, it's our Uncharted, right? Because number one, Uncharted used it just they used it. Yeah, exactly. They used Indiana as the source, right? So like we have the source. Let's show them how it's done, right?
Yeah.
Let's go bigger, badder, you know, look better.
W-
I
S-
wanted to
S-
go realistic, man.
Good.
Sony copied that Nicolas Cage movie, didn't they? For Uncharted. What's it?
Mm.
The budget Indiana Jones. What's it called? Treasure. What's it
National,
called?
yeah, National Treasure.
National Treasure. Yeah.
National Treasure.
I'm
That
gonna
was a good movie,
steal
man.
the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
Yeah. Nobody
Oh,
cared. Okay.
Listen,
Um,
I was down. I don't know. I enjoyed the National Treasure movies. They were good.
yeah.
Yeah,
They're not
not
bad.
bad. The first one way better than the second, for sure.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yes, you do love those type of movies, though. CMoney.
I
Like
do
you
love those type of
gravitate
movies.
towards those type of movies. They can't really do much wrong with that for you.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
didn't,
yeah.
they
I'm
didn't have
all
many
into
crates
those.
to climb, you know.
Say that one more time.
They didn't have many crates to climb in the movies, did they?
No,
They don't
no,
just
no, not
climb
many
crates.
crates. I want. Are they
Like
going to
in
be
the
making Indy like climb up a
No,
whole bunch of
wait,
shit?
no. I
Like he's gonna be
like
climbing. He's gonna be like, oh, on
that's-
top of that building.
that should not be the
Yeah.
default standard for like an adventure, like
No.
dungeon treasure hunting game to have to scale mountains with pickaxes and all that
Every
kind of
single
stuff.
one.
Like,
The
no,
whip.
please.
How many gaps is he gonna cross with that whip? How many times is he gonna and just swing across? Ah, I don't
If
know
only
if it's
whips
gonna
work that
fall
way.
into those things. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I hope-
It's just
I
kind of
hope-
like
Yeah. I do hope the bosses in it won't be QTE. I hope it's sort of more actiony, sort of I don't know, action sort of that you control, sort of gameplay wise. I don't really want QTE boss fights, or at least dominated by that. You know, every boss you encounter is a QTE boss fight, sort of like Spider-Man and stuff. It really puts me off now. It's just too much now with the QTE. So
so.
I could imagine some QTE, like if you're running on top of a train trying to avoid like getting hit by a sign or something like that, or like different things like that. You know, I think there'll be some set piece stuff, cinematic, right? And
yeah,
the only real way to do that is with some of those kind of things if you're trying to keep the player engaged instead of just straight cinematic. So like I'm thinking there may be some QTE stuff, but I think it's going to be more in those like set piece action type sequences and stuff, because honestly I think the most important thing for Indiana Jones is having an amazing story, right? Like
Yes.
Yeah.
you got to have a great story to do Indiana Jones, and if it feels generic, right, or in any kind of way, I think that it's going to be let down. And but Machine Games is the right team, like because they have a history of working on IP that's not their own, right? They took over Wolfenstein, right? Brought that to life and did an amazing job. But even before that, like the founders of Machine Games founded Starbreeze. So a lot of the same talent from Starbreeze
right?
is over at Machine Games. So yeah, they did Riddick, Escape from Butcher Bay.
Darkness.
The Darkness, yeah, two different IPs that they had to bring to life that they didn't own, and they did an amazing job. Both of those were
Facts.
first person. Two,
And like first person, like next
So-
level first person, like
Right.
where it wasn't just the standard first person. They were doing things at first person that wasn't typical at the time.
So
to do in
it's
first
if
person.
this team, like if they do third person, this would be maybe the first thing they've ever done third person. I'm not sure, but like it'll be
the
interesting
only
to
third
see.
person they did was Riddick when you did things.
Right.
So like when you climbed,
Mhm.
it pulled you out, and they did third
Yeah.
person. But
But I think
outside of that,
I think this one will probably be mostly third, but maybe they'll do like switch back and forth, or maybe you can switch on the fly, or maybe they'll do like set pieces one way and crawling and climbing, and or maybe they'll do set pieces first person. Like I want there to be like certain those Indiana Jones situations, but I don't want to be like Indiana Jones with like an AK-47 gunning people down. You know
so
what
that's
I mean?
my only thing with the game. Like that's the one thing where I'm trying to think like Indiana Jones the game. Like okay, Uncharted obviously took the inspiration, but because it's like its own thing, shooting and doing all that stuff, sure, in that world, that's what he did, and it is what it is. But Indy's not that dude, right? Like Indy's
No.
not just running around
He's trying to
murdering
avoid
everybody who
fights.
walks in front of him.
Yeah, he's
So
he's
like,
always getting into bad situations, right, and trying to get out of them while still trying to get the treasure and make sure it goes to
he always
a
gets
museum.
captured. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. He's not.
Yeah.
He's more. He's not so much the action hero, is he? He doesn't want to be. He just wants to sort of do the right thing, kind of thing. And he just falls into these things. He always gets captured. He always talks his way out of things. He's very charismatic and very.
I mean, he'll kill. if he
Yeah,
feels like
yeah,
he's not gonna survive, right? So that
yeah.
dude with the
He doesn't
knives
kill
going
very
crazy,
often.
he was like, "This is not
Yeah,
gonna be great." Bam,
Done.
done.
yeah,
Game's over, right?
yeah.
So,
But I mean, he doesn't go through his
but
movies just killing people willy-nilly. He
yeah,
doesn't
it's
have
not like a
really good
mass
gunfights, does
murderer.
he? No, because he's only got what's he just got a 6-shooter, isn't he? He doesn't really get into the gunfights. And that's all he uses, isn't he? He doesn't even use
Would
that often.
Yeah, not
would you
really.
guys want them to take, like, liberty with it and go ahead and give us a little bit more of that action, make him a little bit more badass, I guess?
We are gonna want more shit to
I
do,
feel
right?
like I would want more.
I think we're gonna be killing more people than Indiana Jones has ever killed before, for
Oh,
sure.
good. I'm hoping.
Maybe
But
maybe he does a
but
line
there's
of
a
coke when the game starts. You know
but
what I'm saying? He just
there's a certain line. Like in Tomb Raider, literally you just going into camps like stealth assassinating and people
murdering
like
everybody.
and it's yeah, you just Laura Croft turns into like a mass murderer at some point. I think Uncharted it kind of does it a little bit differently at some points, but like I kind of want a little bit more of the adventure side and less of the straight up gunfights and stuff. But I'm
Yeah, I
sure
think
there'll
there'll
be
be
more
more
of that.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm sure
So,
there'll
but
be more of
now
that than we've seen before.
so the
and more
adventure
puzzle
side
solving.
though, traditionally, oh yeah, puzzle solving too. But adventuring traditionally in games now means climbing up stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
so maybe they could
when you're
figure a way
basically
to climb horizontally. I don't know. Just like that
just
mechanic
jump
is so
over gaps.
tired. It's so tired. Like every game like that comes out, it's like you're just climbing on mountains like all the time. It's like I get it. It makes sense. And Indiana Jones does some of that too, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
yeah.
I
but
just want to point out Boba Fett. Boba. He says Indy shot that dude with the swords. Just saying. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what we said. We did shoot someone, but I think you could probably count how many people he shoots on one hand.
Yeah. Like he does it when he has to, not
Mhm.
Yeah,
because he
It's
like
a
he'll
part
try
of
to
it,
get
yeah.
around it as opposed to
yeah,
just murdering people, right? You know what? Real
yeah.
quick, let's get some of our homies in here because they've been patiently
You got
waiting.
some
My man
chat
Cypher
share,
Type
yeah.
1. Thank you, my brother,
Hi.
for being here. And thank you so much for that
Thank you,
$2 super chat.
David.
Says they can always use AI like they did with Vader. So, but that's I didn't watch the new movie, but and I don't know who else did, but I feel like Mav did. And he said that it really didn't sound too like maybe they needed to use more AI and they didn't
Yeah.
use enough
I mean,
in the
it was
movie.
good. It wasn't that bad. You could just tell you're listening to like an old Indiana Jones trying to be a young Indiana Jones, right?
Yeah.
And you could tell with the CG on the face and stuff that like at times like okay, it's fake, but like ultimately
Mm.
I think they did as good a job as they could. And
I think they did a
for
great job. Yeah.
that movie, like I feel like you want Indiana Jones, you want Harrison Ford to play him all the way through. But I have a candidate for the person to play him
Oh,
I'm
let's
ready.
hear
in
this.
this game. Okay. All right. So and we talked about this the other day on Fun Pop, and we did some discovery, right? While we're
Okay.
looking at this. Okay, so there was a movie, I don't know if y'all saw it called Age of Adeline with Blake Lively, and it had
Yes.
Harrison Ford,
Oh,
Yes.
right?
yes.
So in the
Yes.
movie, there's a young version of Harrison Ford. An actor plays a young Harrison Ford, right? And the guy was freaking uncanny at playing a young Harrison Ford. It sounded like him, facial expressions like him. He'd be the right
I gotta look
age,
him up.
right?
What's the
So
guy's name? I'm looking it up right
I
now.
don't remember. It's something in Gruber. I don't know. It's
All right.
something I can't remember the
Damn it,
first name.
Math.
So there's
So
a
just
Michelle
just look up
Hoosman.
Age of Adeline. You can see it's like young something, and then you click on him. You can see the clips from Age of Adeline. But what I learned, okay, so I learned this the other day because I had already brought him up because I remember when Solo came out, I was hoping he would get cast as young Solo, right? But it ended up being the other guy. So what I learned when we were looking this up on Fun Pop the other day
Oh my
is
god.
that this guy also was body double for Indiana Jones in the new movie.
All right.
That's
Also,
wild.
he is a voice actor in video games. So he
Yeah.
has several credits with
He
voice
did
acting in video
Superman in
games.
Lego. That's the picture they fucking have for him. When you look at the cast, everybody is their real person.
Lego, yes.
And it's a Lego dude they have for Anthony and Gruber. All right. But once you
Right.
click into it, it goes away. Oh, he kind
Oh
of
my
looks like him.
gosh,
Shit.
yes.
All right, hold on. Let me
Yeah.
A
let me
little
put this up
bit.
real quick. Let me put
So
this up
he
here.
has already played Indiana Jones and Indiana Jones. Obviously, he must have some kind of knows Harrison Ford. I'm sure he has his blessing because he was doing Indiana Jones with him. Plus, he also played the young Harrison Ford in Age of Adeline, and he also does voice acting for video games.
This guy right
So
here.
who could be
Chat, what
better?
do we think?
That's
Yeah,
him.
be
Yes,
right,
that's the guy.
Yeah, that's him. He looks like him, bro.
Yep.
He's got like the essence.
Yeah,
Young.
could be.
Yeah,
in
there's
that.
some
That's
deep
what maybe they're
deep
holding back.
fakes with this guy playing Indiana Jones out on the internet on YouTube.
That's dope.
Pretty insane.
All right.
I just
All right.
who's made
I'll
it?
take that.
I think he made a good point actually. Canuck, Hooded Canuck. He said Indiana Jones fights with his fists. Yes, he does. He fights with his fists a lot. Now, hopefully, it'd be great if they had a really good sort of combat system with melee, sort of just using your fists and that, getting good fist fights and punches up.
Yeah, he throws
That'd
a
be really
punch
good
and
if they
runs.
did that. Yeah,
Yeah,
Well, no,
yeah.
remember
He
the
doesn't, like,
bald
beat the
fella
crap out of them.
in the Raiders of the Lost Ark, who he had a big fight with,
Mhm.
and then he got hit by the propeller. That was great. But I
That's
don't know if you
gonna
want to read your super
That's
chat.
like the balance, right? Because I'm getting. We're gonna get to them, but it's kind of like that balance, right? Because they're also kind of like comedic, right? They're a little like they
Mhm.
have like
Yeah.
that funny edge to them,
Charm,
right?
yes.
So like, how much are they gonna keep with that? They're actually they might be in a little bit of a tighter
That's
situation
what I was thinking. See, I
than
feel
it
like
originally
like
seems.
a lot of people may be upset with whatever they decide to do, right? Like I feel like
there
if
will
they
be.
go right, what are you laughing at?
Guru's like, I'll just top this shit off right here.
I just,
I'm
I'm
good to
all- that's all gone.
I saw it.
Oh
Need
my
more
God.
Pepsi.
God.
Oh, well.
Friday, baby.
I mean, listen,
Friday.
Friday night. Friday
Bottoms
night
up.
indeed.
Why are you guys not drinking? Come on.
Listen,
I got my water.
Oh,
there we
yeah.
go.
Is this water?
But
I
what did
don't
you want,
know.
Mav?
Oh, see, that's an unmarked,
Yeah.
unmarked bottle. We don't know what it is. But yeah, it's they might be in a tighter spot, man. It's gonna
Yes,
be
because if they go too outside of the movie, right? They might hear about it. But I feel like it does need I want a shank in there. Some stabbing too. Like if we're gonna go ahead and ask for things.
let me all right, because you know
Yes.
what? I wanna get to these super chats and then I wanna talk about what would mess this up for us. Okay. So but let me get to the super chat. So we got my man Infurious One. Thank you, my brother, for being here. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. Says goalpost moving ponies will all of a sudden hate on single player story driven games after Microsoft's developers direct. Oh, listen, bro.
They're really
If
doing that with
only
Hellblade 2.
you were wrong. If only you were wrong. Unfortunately, no, it is if it comes out of Microsoft, it's wrong. Okay, that's just the way the ponies see it. We do the identical thing, wrong. Our version is wrong, their version is good. It's a mental disability, unfortunately, that not many of them can get past. But we're here to keep them in line, keep them in check. My man Ryu Art, thank you, my brother, for being here. Thank you so much for that $2 super chat. Says, even if Harrison's on a wheelchair, I want more MBJ. He wants the real deal. He don't care. He don't want no AI. He wants him in there shaking, barely holding himself up and delivering those lines. Listen, I could feel that, man.
I wouldn't mind
understand.
that either. Like I feel like you'll give it just some
What if
authenticity.
I belong in a museum?
What if it starts like years in the future, right? And he's old as Indy.
Oh my gosh.
And he's telling the
the
story to like his new grandkid who's coming up and wants to adventure like him. And it sets up like the passing of the torch for the next game with this new kid.
I don't listen. I may love
and
that.
you can use the same voice actor for young Indy in this game as you would for the new Indy, right? The grandkid or whatever in the next game, and make it just have that continuation as if they were the same voice.
Like, could that
I love
reboot
the
it?
idea of not leaving him out.
Mm-hmm. Has he ever done a video game? What did he do the voice on the old Indiana Jones games? Because it's his likeness, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong on that. But there was one on Xbox before.
Ford voiced any.
The other thing we've not touched on whereabouts it'd be staged. Would it be staged after all the movies, or between them, or after Raiders of the Lost Ark? We wonder what stage it's going to be based on.
So
He
somebody
voiced
in
Han Solo in 1978's The Star Wars Holiday Special and 2016's Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So he did obviously he did the movie. He was
Mhm.
he was Han Solo. But then he did the Lego Star Wars Force Awakens in 2016. That's it. The only game.
Okay. So maybe because Todd Howard's involved with this, that could potentially gather him in there, right? Like,
Yeah.
certain people maybe have that ability to draw actors in. I'm not saying that Harrison Ford is a huge Todd Howard fan or anything like that, but
You don't
the
know.
certain kind of clout in the industry people can vouch for and stuff like that. Like, and maybe it'd be possible. So, um, you would think there would have been a lot of discussions when this came about, right? About how they're going to handle the character. And
Mm,
I think they're gonna do a good job with it. I don't think it's gonna be like the Avengers situation or anything like
mm-mm.
that. I think this is gonna be more
Yeah.
like, so whatever they do decide to do is probably gonna be a great take on it. How much Harrison Ford is involved or not, I will have to wait and see. But there's other implications, like, are they planning a continuation of this potentially if it's successful? Do they want to keep it going? And like, those games can take 4 or 5 years to come out from one another, and I would
Are
Yeah,
say
he's
you
if
definitely gone by
insinuating
the
he
next
may
one.
not make it?
well, it
He's
depends.
gone.
If he
Mav
keeps
just called
I
it. He
feel
ain't
like
making it.
Mav does
if
not
he
like Harrison
I
Ford
love
very
Harrison
much,
Ford.
all right?
He's a
Let's
legend.
just
I'm
put
just
that out
saying.
there.
How many more
Muted.
plane crashes can this man survive? I don't know. So, if they do decide, hey, this is a success, I would rather that has some like continuity with whoever does play Indiana Jones for the future of
Facts.
a potential franchise, right? And we don't know, is this an idea for future games and all that kind of stuff or not? But I do like the narrator idea, like, hey, little grandkid, let me tell you about my good old days and when I used
There
to.
well, why bring in Harrison Ford when you're playing it so nicely?
Hey,
Yo, they got
you know,
call Mav.
yeah, I do a
I
great
think
Well,
impression. Yeah.
actually thinking about it, I think that's what they did for remember the TV series of Indiana Jones? And wasn't
Oh, I
do you
don't.
remember guys remember that?
Young
No, there was a
Indy.
no.
TV
Yeah.
series of Indiana Jones, Young Indy, yeah. And I'm pretty did Harrison Ford was he in that? And he used and that the stories were him recapping on his youth.
Maybe I don't remember. I do.
Because I remember the young
Somebody
guy
in
that played him.
somebody in our chat the other day. This Nate Dog. When we were talking about all this stuff. He had noticed that on the teaser trailer, the original one that we got, it had some dates on there and stuff. So
Oh,
there's potential. What he came up with was that this was set like after Raiders of the Lost Ark. Um,
yeah.
So, but I don't know. I just want a great original story, right? And that's the most
Yeah.
important
Yeah.
thing. I want to be hooked into the story. Like Uncharted, that's my favorite thing about Uncharted is the story, right?
Yep, me
Tomb
too.
Raider 2 has a good story, but like I feel like if they really got to nail the story down because like that's going to be the thing that's going to be criticized the most of this
Yeah.
regardless. I feel like either way.
Well, I think based off of how Todd described it on that interview with
Mhm.
that guy, I forget his name. Um,
Gary.
the way he described it, it sounds like it's gonna be story first.
Mhm.
And because he said that it's like a whole bunch of types of games put together. Like you're gonna be doing a whole bunch of different types of things. So what that tells me is that they're telling a story, and that story might take you in a wild chase that he was on, and it might take you when he was up on a
Ooh.
mountain, or he might have done this. So I feel like they're trying to just tell the story. I think it's going to be probably really linear, and it might do something where it jumps around the timeline a little bit, where it's
Mhm.
not
Mm.
just straight. What I don't think it is I do not think that it's like an open. It's not going to be like a Tomb Raider, like the other ones, like the later ones where like you have like these almost hubs where you're going around and deciding if you want to go this way or that way or
Yeah.
this way.
Do what you please,
Um,
exactly.
I think that these are going to be more like the start of Uncharted, where it was just a story that was being told, and you were just doing things, and you might have done that little segment, and then you got a video that takes you up the mountain, and now you're doing something up a mountain type deal. um I mean, that's the feeling I got when I heard Todd talk about the different styles of gameplay that you're gonna have.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that interview where he said?
I don't man, my memory goes back like 3 days, I feel like,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
no, but, like, for real, I if I were to find it and look into it, but, man, it's like we're gonna learn so much here in, what, 6 days now? And
Yes.
it's gonna answer so many questions about this game. That's what I'm most excited for is, like, getting to see how they reveal it and present it, and then find out when it's coming, right?
Yeah.
Because if it is
Yes.
2024, that's gonna be freaking insane.
Yeah.
You know, I feel not only is it 2024, I feel like did I just click that?
No, I did. I thought you
Okay, yeah, I already read that one.
you did.
Not only do I feel like it's 2024, but I also feel like I personally feel like it's first half because this is the thing. The last direct that they did, they had to delay the games out. Like they knew it wasn't gonna hit, but they had to talk about it. Like the Forza and all this stuff. That was a game that was delayed quite a bit. I feel like I feel like this is first half. I feel like this is
It could it could be,
where
man.
all your because we have so many other games that are slated to come, or
Yeah,
at least we're expecting to come.
I kind of tend to agree with you on like just based on like what I would do if I was Microsoft. Like these dev directs, you would think you'd want to highlight the stuff coming
What's
sooner than
coming
later,
soon?
right? Because you
Yeah,
have so many games, you know. So
exactly.
uh, that's a very strong possibility. The only thing is if it's like, well, this direct is different than the others for some reason. They decide to just specifically highlight something that's further out. Uh, but we haven't had that before. So if that happens here, then that would change our expectations of directs going
It would,
forward.
and it would
Right. But
mess
like,
up our expectations
but
of
the
what's happening.
other three are this year, right? Avowed's this year,
Yep.
Hellblade 2 is this year, and Ara is this year.
Yeah.
What I do hope for Ara also, please announce the console version coming this year as well. Like that would be amazing. Because right now it's
I
only
feel
for
like they wouldn't
PC.
put it there if it wasn't. I
Yeah,
feel like it.
it's only for PC right now. Like it was originally
That's
supposed to
all has
be.
been that's all has been told for is PC?
Originally it was supposed to be both, and then they came out and said that it was going to be PC first, and then later they would work on getting it to console. So like it's going to be
I mean, that's a
PC first.
possibility.
So and maybe they changed, and I hope so, and it's going to be on both initially, but as of right now, it's just going to be a PC game. So that's the one that's like kind of yeah, it's going to be an awesome strategy game, but like these other three are like really the big dogs here. I mean, you got three
For sure.
AAA big time games being shown in January, and freaking
Yeah.
January after we already in December just last month we got a Blade announcement and Hellblade 2 gameplay. Like they are
Facts.
absolutely have so much stuff to show. That's why I kind of tend to agree with you. Like, why show something further away if
Exactly.
you have so many things and so many opportunities? Because you would think it would have made more sense in that case for the summer showcase, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that would've been a
So
big
I
pop,
don't know.
right? Like, you're losing like, that's what I'm saying, like, that Indiana Jones announcement, just putting it on the the card, right, on the image was so nonchalant, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
that would've been a huge pop on their summer
I
showcase.
feel like that's to show you how big of a year they're going to have, though.
Exactly.
Like, this is just what they're getting out of the
Like, this
way.
is
This is
just the
how we're
tip.
getting started, right? This is
Yeah.
just a tip.
This is not full penetration.
And if
Your
they
mom.
weren't planning this year, if like, then why not put Towerborn or
Exactly.
Flight Simulator or one of these other
Exactly.
games we know is supposed to be this year as well? So unless they completely change the way they're doing the directs, you know.
But
Go
we
ahead.
also anticipate possibly having more shows
Yeah.
this year. So it's
Well,
like,
ABK thing maybe later this year too. Like,
yeah, I mean, he said later. For me, I mean, that might be in between. That we might in late March or early April get some type of ABK, presentation where we get to see what's going on with them. But then you got the summer showcase, and then you have all the other normal beats that they hit. So I don't know. I just feel like it was too like gangster of them to just put Indy on the image, just like, hey, he's coming. Hello, welcome. This is it. And honestly, I mean, he's coming. Listen, if you follow the path, if you follow what's going on, I have it here. Where is it? Look at it. This is simple, right?
Yeah.
You look at it, it's right there. This is their Bethesda's release schedule. This was right in the beginning when they first were getting bought. Okay. Every game that has released 2 years after the time in this list. Starfield was scheduled 2021. Boom, 2023. Indiana Jones. It's right there, man. 2022, 2 years later. It's coming. 2024. 2024. It's happening. It has to happen. It would be so stupid for them in January in a developer direct to show us a game that's not coming this year. So that part I can't even fathom that idea. So it has to be coming this year. It's just
I would think so.
Yeah, it just has to. But let me get some of my homies over here because we've been slacking on them. My man Cypher Type 1. Thank you, my brother, again for being here. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. Says clarification. I meant for the voice. But yes, if Harrison doesn't do it, Anthony Gruber would be the best choice for the voice. I'm down for it. He looks like him too. Just have him play the fucking part, man. Just give it to him. I'd say let's do it. My man Alvin, thank you, my brother, for being here. Thank you so much for that $2 super chat. Says it's Todd's favorite IP ever. He's gonna do right by it.
Yeah.
And that's why I think he's going to be focusing on that story, just like you said, Mav, because at the end of the day, as cool as playing the game is going to be for Indy to be a new thing that's going to, hopefully stay, right? That this is not a one-off, like one and done game. You got to imagine they're hoping that they take Indy and make it our franchise for, again, the Uncharted type game, right? Where we have that type of adventure game that's in our repertoire. So if the only way to sell that for long term is to do it with a great story, and I think that's what they're gonna do. My man Adidas 20 in the building.
Baby.
What's good,
Welcome.
my brother? Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for
love.
that $10 super chat. Says birthday on the 30th. Oh shit! Happy early birthday!
Happy birthday!
Making my first of 8 yearly trips to Vegas.
Nice.
Damn, I need that to happen over here. We can all go. I think it's okay to take 6 kids, right?
Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
You guys go play in the arcade. Mama and Daddy are gonna go out and have some real fun.
Yeah.
Just don't move, guys. See you tomorrow, okay? We'll be back. He says, I told my cousin soon as I get there, I'm throwing her PlayStation 5 off the Hoover Dam before I hit the streets. Maybe I'd buy her a Series X.
Woo.
That's hilarious.
Nice.
It's bigger than the Hoover Dam, isn't it?
What is it? Say it again.
I said the PS5 is bigger than the Hoover Dam.
That's true. You couldn't lug it down there to sit on top.
It's probably someone's got done that as a meme. Just put a PS5 instead of the Hoover Dam. Just hold back.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. That shit is gigantic. My man, Big Boy Mike, my brother. Thank you so much, homie, for being here, and thank you so much for going ahead and gifting 5 memberships to our channel. Thank you, my brother. We appreciate you so very much. You got my man Abacab, a back ab. Does he have back abs? Is that what he's saying? A back ab 72. I gotta get it right. Abacab. I feel it. I feel Abacab is good. So correct me, please, if I sound like an asshole. Did you guys talk about the ponies complaining about PC gamers not having to pay online to play Helldivers 2 while they do for PlayStation Plus?
That was all punk rock.
We did not talk about that. But you see, this is the thing. It's expected because they don't really play multiplayer games, right? So they don't have any idea that there's a fee for it. Like they're not quite understanding this situation. This is like a tale as old as time, right? Like this is just a normal console. You pay, PC, you don't.
Man, cross buy and cross progression sure would be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It would. Well, they're getting cross play, right?
Yeah, they're getting cross play. They're not getting cross buy for sure. I'm
Definitely
hoping
not
at least
crossplay.
cross progression. I'm hoping. That's just not something they really, I mean, have had the infrastructure for before. Like they don't do this. So we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to playing Helldivers. I like the first one. This is a completely different take
Very
on it,
different.
but they don't have very many multiplayer things. So when Helldivers came out on the PS4, we had to kind of make do with what we got. But it was a fun game, right? It's kind of like a ODST like spin on the top down co-op shooter thing. And it was a lot of fun. But yeah, this one is third person. So it'll be interesting. So maybe it'll teach them how to do multiplayer. I hope.
Mm.
We
Fingers
can
fingers
only
crossed.
hope. This is the problem with this game. The problem with this game is that before we even get to play it or see it, we know that it's not going to last. We know that it's not gonna be something that's gonna stick around for a long time because they don't play these games. Like,
Well,
it's just
I'm
what it
hoping
is.
the PC community, like, because plays it, and that's where I think it might have a chance, right? Like, um, if the PC community latches on, we'll see. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's gonna be the biggest question. Like, that's the point, like, what like, do you want to go get invested in something that I mean, this is a games as a service, right? Like, the goal is to be something that is gonna be played for a long time. Do you want to invest in something, buy skins, or do all that crap for something that the likelihood, all signs point to it not doing that?
Right. The thing is, like, we can't count on them to keep supporting games, like, if they're not successful, right? So I hope it is
Exactly.
successful. But like I feel like me and Pong and Steel and I think Jasper, we're all planning on playing it and probably on PC. And it'll be on Steam and stuff, so that's its chance. I really think that's its chance because I think it's gonna be like a $40 or $50 game, so it's not like a full price game too. So if it's fun, then maybe the PC community will adopt it, you know.
Mm.
I gotta have
Yeah.
hope. I gotta have hope. Because imagine it's a failure, right? Do we want PlayStation to have multiplayer games? Like I do, right? Like I want more variety from them. So I hope it succeeds because if it fails, that maybe doesn't spell anything good for some of their other investments because they've already toned that way down dramatically. So like my hope is in maybe they learn that maybe Helldivers has success on PC and maybe they learn something from it, right? That's the
Yeah.
hope. Not saying I have faith. That's two different things. But the
Mhm.
hope is there. Like I hope.
We'll be counting those
Yeah.
Steam numbers though, like they did for Halo and anything that Xbox drops on Steam, they count those Steam numbers, don't they?
Yeah,
So
they'll count it. Yeah.
we'll be
for sure.
watching those Steam numbers for this game. But PC's a
Yeah,
hard
like a
market to
hawk.
break into. Yeah, exactly. We'll be posting them every day. Every day it fails. So just like they did.
See
But
see,
PC's a
so
hard market to break though.
that's what I was gonna say though, because I think the only problem with the idea of PC doing something is that, like, when you leave them out of the equation for so long and you basically tell them, like, "Nah, you guys don't get our games. We're better than you. You get them when we're ready to give them to you." Like,
Mm.
these PC dudes are something else. Like, the PC only dudes, like, the people who do that, um, they have their own stuff that they wanna play and that they already play. I mean, aside from Starfield, which is a I mean, Bethesda has always been a PC developer, right? So, like, and their PC games live long on PC, so of course they were gonna embrace that. But, like, outside of Starfield, what game has been released on, frankly, Xbox or PlayStation that PC gamers have, like,
Embrace.
maybe Flight Simulator, right? But that's,
And
again, more because that was their
Horizon.
thing.
Forza Horizon did really well on PC as well. That has a pretty good sized PC community.
But there's also a lot of car enthusiasts who have
Yeah.
PC rigs with their car setups, right? So that makes sense. But like, what else? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm talking about like that the PC is such a huge part of it, right? Like that you could go on Steam right now and see so many people playing because every time it comes up in the news, we always end up saying, yeah, well, most of the people are playing on Xbox. So when those numbers are low, that's why, right? Like, I feel like the PC dudes are not really invested in the console games that they're getting in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see anything really blowing up on the PC side of things.
I think that's gonna make a big difference.
But you gotta remember
No,
Xbox
no.
has ABK now too, right? So it's like
But
with
again,
that.
they're only gonna be succeeding in, for the most part, in the games that already are there, right? Like, that are
Yeah,
already
no, I
successful
I
on the PC side.
I get what you're saying, like a game that's not used to coming out on PC or whatever, like going there and trying to get success and stuff like that. But like,
Yeah, like, it's just not guaranteed because you brought it to PC. You'll
no,
get
no, for
more,
sure.
yes, but, like, blow up,
But
you know
PlayStation's trying to grow beyond the console, right? They said that numerous times, and I feel like they need to. So if Helldivers is a success and it's a lower budget type game too, it's like a double A, right? $50 game, hitting PC and console at the same time. If this was only hitting PS5,
Yeah,
this
die.
game has like zero chance, in my opinion, right? But
Mhm.
like if a game comes out on PC and it's fun multiplayer wise, it can find an audience because PC gamers I don't think actually give a shit if it's Xbox or Sony or
Nah,
whatever, right? They just
No, they
care if
don't.
it's like a good,
nah.
fun game. And like if it's good and it's fun, I feel like it can have an audience just like any other game. But like if they don't put it there, then they never have a chance, right? They never
Well, they
have a
definitely
chance to
have to
begin
put it
with,
there.
right? Yeah, for
They
sure.
definitely have
So
to put it there, for sure. I mean, we're I think we're already past the point of even, like, if they I mean, they're still pussyfooting around with their regular games,
right. That's why
right?
I'm saying I hope this
Mm.
is successful so they learn something so they do the other games day and date on PC too and like stop this stop all this stuff where they're like don't know what to do with their business model. It's like just grow out and put your games to cross buy, do cross progression, start putting your games in your subscription service, like all that kind of stuff. And like they're just not doing any of that and it really limits the ecosystem for me,
Get what
you
you're
know.
Agree.
saying. I just don't feel like the mess that they're in right now that they can possibly, even if it does well, that this is going to make anything that's going to make any changes for PlayStation. I feel like this is something they should have started doing w- a while ago. And they also cannot just throw their games into subscription services because of the type of games that they make.
But, like, GT7's not even there, and it's, like, almost 2 years old, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
So it's
stupid.
like, that at some point, they have to try and put value there to grow that ecosystem, you know what I mean? Besides just the traditional model, and they're so afraid to get out of the traditional model, but they know they need to get out of the traditional model, so it's like, it may be certain kinds of games can like help them figure out like what's the right path. You know what I mean? And like this is Helldivers 2 is the first game, at least that I can think of, that they're doing day and date on PC and console, right? And it's not one of their like highly touted games or anything like that. So there's little less pressure, I feel like, on the studio
Mhm.
and on the game in itself. So if it does have an audience and they does have some success, it's like maybe they can look like, okay, well, maybe it makes sense to do this and put our games here and then do some other things because like it's something that they've tried to do in the wrong way by developing all those games as a service games all at once and then they go out and get Bungie and then or they're relying on them and then that's not working out and all this stuff so it's like here's a game that has potential to be something and if hopefully it succeeds because if it does at least maybe I'm not saying it's gonna like completely change the way they do everything forever, right? But if it is successful on PC, then maybe they can take that and be like, oh, look at this. Like we had this game, we
But you
didn't
want
have
them to
Okay,
be
so
in, like, see the light. Like, look, guys, there are other options.
exactly. Like
yes,
we didn't
okay.
have high expectations in this, but look, it's over exceeding our expectations because it's growing a PC audience. It's making money. It's doing all these other things. So maybe let's make some other games like this too. You know what I mean? And like, not everything has to be a third person action adventure story based narrative like thing. You know, you can have some things like this.
So,
And
so Mav, this is what I'm hearing. Okay, and you
yes,
tell me if I'm wrong. But what everything that I've heard is PlayStation players don't matter, and they're trying to swap them for PC players who actually play games and purchase games. So they need to know that PC players want to play their games so that they can make the shift and bring them in.
And have some
Because
hope.
I'm going to use Jim Ryan's words. Console players are not enough.
I think he said
I
PlayStation
think, yeah,
5
I think
players are not
PlayStation
enough.
players.
He wishes that he
Yeah.
had
I
Xbox
think he said,
players.
ponies,
Yeah.
you guys are not enough.
You're not enough for us anymore. You were special. You were so special. But guess what? You ain't making us enough money on these games, so we got to do some other kinds of games and look at some other kind of models because as special as you are, you're just not enough for us anymore because we have places to go, right? And that's what they try to do. They did a horrible job of it and got themselves in a sticky situation, right? But like this one's kind of that like one outside that whole scenario game because it is more of a double A type thing, and the game does have a previous game in the franchise that had at least a little bit of an audience. You know what I mean? So it's like maybe
Was it on PC?
maybe. I don't think. Maybe it was. I don't know. I played it on PS4. It was like one of the early PS4 games that came out. You know, when they didn't have a lot. Or people forget early PS4 shit was lacking. In the early PS4 days, there was some good indie stuff and some good smaller games, but Helldivers was one of those, right? So I played a lot of it.
It's currently on. It's currently on Steam. So
Mhm.
yeah, it was there. Released in 2015.
So
Yeah,
you're
I don't
saying
think there's
maybe
anything
had
decent.
maybe
it
had a
turn
PC audience.
around, and that you think there's still hope for PlayStation.
I mean, there's always hope for PlayStation. I'm not like
Well-
PlayStation's actually dying and stuff, but like
I think
I-
where it's. Oh, go on. Sorry.
yeah, I just
Go ahead,
feel
bro.
like I have hope for them to like, do some different shit, right? That's what I hope.
Mhm.
And I want this to succeed because if it's a failure, that's not good for the outlook of possibilities for us as gamers, right? On that that platform.
So what
You know?
does so all right? So real quick, because before I ask that question, Game Girl, say what you were gonna say, brother.
I was just gonna say, well, I think where the game might struggle, there's just two places really. One, I think the £50 price tag.
Yeah.
When there's a lot of the games going on PC, the sort of to play games, the FPS games that style are free, really, aren't they?
Yes, that's the biggest challenge. I 100%
Yeah,
agree.
and I don't think PC gamers easily buy into games unless they sort of trial them or sort of get a feel for them. So I think that's where it could foul. The other thing is if they don't keep up with it, obviously we've seen what happened to Halo, and they just dumped that game quickly because they didn't keep up with it. And Sony's not got any record of sort of an FPS game that they have to keep going and updating and
Facts.
whatever. So this is where I think it could die really quickly. What have they got in the pipeline to keep this game ongoing forever? I think that's where it's gonna collapse. So
Like, I mean, if you think about it, if you think that putting the game out there and seeing how successful it is going to have any impact on what they do going forward, that also might mean that they're not really prepared to do much else with the game unless it does well.
Oh, that's
So you're going to
exactly.
end up in a situation where if it does magically start popping off, they're going to be like, "Oh crap, we have to start making stuff to fit in here."
yeah,
And see how that goes, or it won't do good enough to justify them spending that money. And that's
Yeah,
that's
I
the
don't
scariest thing
think
when it
this
comes
game
to
is going to do like crazy numbers or anything like that, but I think it just has to go above what their expectations are for them to learn from it.
yeah.
You know what I
This
mean?
is Sony's fault because they've drummed into their studios just to do that one genre of game, the over-the-shoulder action adventures. And that's what all their studios are doing. I mean, Guerrilla Games were doing FPS games, and they pulled them away from that to do sort of over the shoulder sort of action adventures. The same goes for God of War. God of War originally was sort of a completely different sort of style of game, wasn't it? And they switched it up to sort of like over the shoulder sort of action adventure with climbing elements and stealth elements. And they just seem to just do that with all their games. And I think that's the problem where studio they've got very good at something, but they've just played it safe all the time and just told all their studios, just do this, it's easy, just do this.
Yeah.
And now they're in a position where, Xbox studios can do variety. They can just switch it up. They can do an FPS. They can do this. They can do that. And they're proving that. Whereas Sony studios are just not as great as people hound on about what they can do. Like Naughty Dog, they claim Naughty Dog is the best studio. I don't think they are. I don't think they're anything close because they can do action adventures. That's it. They can't do anything else. I mean, Factions collapsed. They didn't get enough stick, I don't think, for that. And so we just got to see what else they can do, really, with the rest of their studios.
Yeah.
If Santa Monica, can they do anything different? They're going to come out with something else. It's just interesting to see if their studios can do something else and do something a bit more variety in their studio. That's what I'd like to see.
Corey Borlaug is supposed to be doing that sci-fi, whatever the hell he's doing.
Yeah, that's probably going to be another of those typical type games, just set in space.
Yeah,
but like,
can you imagine fucking God of War in space?
That's probably what it's going to be. Bro.
Can you imagine?
This is like the thing about
Alien Kid
is it's developed from an independent studio that's published by Sony too. So it's like
that's why they're willing to take the risk.
It's like
they'll drop it. Yeah,
right. So I that's why I want to see it succeed. I'm not like I want to see like PlayStation embrace variety in these things, because if it doesn't, then that's not, like we're just gonna get more of the same shit, and I don't want more of the same shit. I want other like this is a little bit of a wild card for them,
But to be fair, is Helldivers really?
That's multiplayer,
different?
so it's entirely different from the rest of their catalog.
So it's the same games that they normally make, just adding multiple people.
It's a co-op, it's a co-op multiplayer focused experience. You know what I mean? It's very, very different than like the other type games they make for sure.
Well, I mean,
and it's made by who? Bro?
Arrowhead Games. Yeah, same developers.
Was it the same developer as the first one?
Yeah.
So it's not the first. They don't own that studio.
No, well, no, they don't own the studio. I don't know if they own the IP or not, but they don't own the studio for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not 100% first party.
Arrowhead Games. It's been a long time since they made. Is this the only game they've been working on?
Yeah, like they've done Helldivers. And,
you looking it up?
Yeah.
Just seeing dust.
Maybe they did Magica. Maybe.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Magica and Helldivers is their franchises.
Okay.
All right. Well, I mean,
you're gonna start laughing.
I mean, I do hope it's good. I mean, this is the thing. I'm beyond the point of like PlayStation. Like I buy their big stuff, right? So I bought God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man, Gran Turismo, like their first party stuff I buy. This Helldivers thing, I gotta be honest with you, man. If this doesn't review like through the roof,
no, it will
like
because it's PlayStation.
Well,
it can boost it.
No,
any money on the
will,
PlayStation version gets much higher score than the PC version.
Yeah, the PlayStation version is going to do good. The PC version is the one where it's going to be the real one.
Exactly. What did the first one get? The first one rated a I'm trying to see 81 on Meta.
Okay.
I loved it. It was a fun game, man. Like it was a good time.
Was it on PC?
I guess
it is on PC. Yeah, 2015.
PC
but it came out later. It came out 6 months later. 9 months later.
83
on PC.
Yeah, so March 3rd, 2015, it came out on PlayStation as a cross play. So PlayStation 3, 4, and Vita. And then it came out in December 2015 on PC. So it was staggered back then. So I feel like the PC players are gonna be upset about that, and they'll be like, "No, no, you screwed us before." I don't
Yeah.
know. They could be better. Nah, hopefully they do something good, man, but it's I need a game from PlayStation at this point that I actually want to finish. I mean,
That's
that's
not
where I'm sitting
repetitive.
at this
That's not
point.
the same old crap.
Yeah, where you're not just doing the same shit over and over again. Like, I feel like, um, we went ahead and, um, did we already did the same shit for God of War, right?
Mhm.
2018 was great. It felt fresh, it felt new. It was longer than it should have been, right? I reached a point where I was like, okay, I need this thing to be over, but I cared enough that I pushed myself to finish it. Whereas Ragnarok, nah, man, I played for a little while and sure, it's okay game, but it just felt like more of the same. It did not excite me to continue. So that's sitting there. Spider-Man, it's just again, I feel like this is the same shit they released in 2018
And I think the
with
problem
Spider-Man.
is with the hackers and seeing what they put out there, they're gonna continue to do the same thing and go on.
Mm.
It's the same
Right,
pattern.
so
I it's difficult to find any type of hope knowing the financial difficulties as well that they're having. Um, it's I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not
I mean, I feel like even if it does well, they'll just grab the bag and run.
yeah, that's what they do and go
yeah,
quiet.
yeah,
Sony
make
are
me
good at
getting
being
a
quiet. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I'll
I don't
scroll
know.
over read the chat.
Let me get my dude Dark Angelic in here. Member for 1 month, our anniversary for being monetized. So thank you so much, Dark Angelic.
Thank you,
Says, so
baby.
glad I'm a member, so I can use this emoji.
Oh,
The
hold
pony's
up.
crying. Show him, baby girl.
Let's
This
go.
guy right here. Yes, that's just so you know, there's a bunch of ponies who are watching right now, but they're in the back. They watch in the back of the building, but every once in a while
They'll
they'll
pop
show
in.
themselves. They'll show themselves.
I was just gonna jump in. I was just oh, go on, sorry. Read Fark
Oh,
you because I want to
yeah,
say
let me
something to him,
let
but
me
my
read
chat's not working. I can't comment. It won't let me comment for some reason.
You're
Oh, you have to
It's
blocked. You're
like
message someone, so I
blocked.
commented.
Yeah, they
you have
blocked
to
you.
sign
Oh,
you have to sign in.
oh, right.
On the bottom, right next to
How do I
the
sign in?
post, you should be able to sign in. My man Fark you,
What's
member
up,
for 1
Flo?
month. Again, our anniversary. Appreciate you, my man. Says shout out and love to this amazing community. Doodle, C-Money,
What's
Elite,
up,
and Mav
baby?
on the same show. Love it. Hashtag delete, elite, delete, elite, delete, elite. That's fucked up.
Yeah, yeah.
Check it
Ignore him.
out for Q.
He's English. Ignore him.
Oh my god. That's funny. I
Oh,
don't even
what I
have
was
that
going to
one
say is
on
it
my
that
list, baby girl.
You don't have it?
actually the
No, like,
reviews. Talking to the reviews, that's what annoyed me about when a lot of the reviews are saying about Starfield being repetitive. Go it's the sort of same thing after you've played it for like 50, 100 hours. It's sort of this repetitive sort of thing. But then they go and rate
Mm,
Spider-Man really high and God of War really high. But they like it's exactly the same as the last game. I just don't
facts.
get how this repetitive thing. All games are repetitive, especially sequels. How can you say one sequel is not repetitive to the last sequel? They're identical games. So that's why I think Starfield got sort of unfairly reviewed, really. I mean, I'm still
Yeah,
playing it. I've
that's
Yeah,
just
they
done the
get games
NG and I'm just
media
going through it again.
pick and choose what to dog on and pick and choose what to
Yeah,
praise, man. It has no
there's
rhyme
no
or reason.
consistency. That's
Like
what
it just
annoys me.
doesn't make any damn
Consistency.
sense. Like
No.
yeah.
Mario Wonder is groundbreaking and revolutionary. And
And
never
exactly the
seen
same Mario
anything
game that has ever
like
been.
Mario Wonder before. They did it again.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Like,
god.
and then
It's true.
Starfield, man, this feels like so old and stale. This
What? Get the
formula,
fuck
like
outta
we
here.
haven't gotten a game like that in a long time. What are you talking about? The last
Yeah,
one was
exactly.
Skyrim. Like really, like
Facts.
Yeah.
and which was forever ago. Like it doesn't make any damn sense. You know how long it takes them to make a game as ambitious as Starfield and how much goes into it?
Yeah.
And yet they praise
Yeah.
cookie cutter uh things over and over and over again because I like this makes me feel happy inside. Well, fuck you, I don't care if you're happy. Review the game how it should be reviewed and be objective, assholes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like
No,
spamming the same button over and over again.
it's
Yeah.
true. No, it's true. It's true, and I mean that's the thing, right? Like you said it, Elite. Like sequels are inherently, more of the same, right? Just better. The
Yeah.
problem is the better is supposed to be there, right?
Mm.
Not just the more of the same. And I'm sorry, for me, if you're releasing in the same console generation, that makes sense to me, right? You pushed
Yeah.
really hard the first time, and yeah, maybe you eke a little bit out of the next game and add a little bit here and there, cool. But when you have a whole new generation console that's out, and that's the only game of that brand that you're gonna get for that generation because they take so long, supposedly. Um, like, how are you gonna just reuse, right? Like, why are we starting with the same base? Why are we not
Yeah.
pushing further on a next gen game? You know what I'm saying? I mean, we can talk all we want, but
This is
Xbox,
exactly why I want Helldivers 2 to succeed. This is like
Helldivers 2 is a
it's
goddamn games as a service. I want them to do it on the games that I
right, but at
love.
least it's different. But like, so we can hope. Like, I agree. I want all those different kinds of experiences. That's what Xbox gives. You know what I mean? Gives good multiplayer. You got great single player games. You look at all the games coming out. It's insane, right? Like they have more
Variety.
free games coming out than anybody on all these different things, and I want that in the ecosystem that I'm invested in. So like when they have something that is different, I want it to be successful, so that way we don't get that same old tired shit over and over again, this cookie cutter stuff, right? So like maybe that'll be one thing, but like, God, I hope they have other stuff, man. Like, and be honest with you, they're trying some with these other games of service games, but like some of these I don't have as much faith in, like Concord, Fair Games, and stuff like that. You see PlayStation guys
Rinse and
like,
repeat
man,
games, bro.
oh, I can't wait for Fair Games. Like, I haven't heard one person say that because they don't know what it is and
No.
they don't give a shit about it. Concord,
Nope.
they're not talking about that either. All they're talking
That
about
game's
is
coming out this year.
all they're talking about is Spider-Man 2, and guess what they'll be talking about the rest of this entire damn year? Spider-Man 2. Right? And then they'll pretend like Final Fantasy is a first party game, which it's not. Like,
Nope.
oh, look at this great exclusive first party content we have here. It's called Final Fantasy. Like, well, who's the publisher, asshole? It's Square Enix. Yeah. And they money
Another
had those
remake.
things,
Yeah.
but that relationship is dying. That relationship is dying. That game is probably not going to be exclusive for very long.
Square Enix, that
That
relationship is
relationship
dead.
should have been dead a long
Dude,
time
they
ago.
already put the trailer for
Final
Final
Fantasy
Fantasy
style.
14 up. You already see it there. It's done. They
Yeah.
already said, "Look, we're here. We've arrived." Xbox, thank you for having us.
When we saw Visions of Mana announced for Xbox, that's the writing on the wall that they're bringing all their stuff over, because that is the typical kind of game that would skip Xbox before. So these money had deals and stuff like that. When Square kept saying, "Hey, we're not making enough money on these," they would praise it like, "Oh, look, this is gonna be the best thing ever. We're gonna do great." And then we all say, "You're gonna complain about your sales because you made it exclusive," and people be like, no, it's going to do great on PlayStation. People buy games on PlayStation. Well, for every time Square does one of those financials, it's like, what happened? Oh, we got to dissolve the studio now because we suck so much ass at making this game exclusive. And now we got to get rid of our president and appoint somebody else there. And ever since then, you see changes. Like you see Square and Xbox talking at shows to bring a Final Fantasy 14 online to Xbox. You have Visions of Mana announced for Xbox. And when they showed the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth trailer, it said on the bottom in big bold letters, exclusive to PlayStation for 3 months. Now, does that mean it's going to PC after that or first? I don't know. But I can tell you that if nothing else, those exclusivity deals with Square are a hell of a lot more expensive than they used to be.
Facts. Especially, I mean, listen, we're just talking a different game now, right? Understand, all of these deals that PlayStation has had were because Xbox allowed that to happen. Because the moment Xbox said, "You know what? I don't give a shit. I'm going to pay whatever it costs to get this," they have it. It's theirs. There's no discussion. There's no, "Oh, maybe PlayStation can outbid them." This doesn't exist. Okay, this doesn't exist. So it's all about Xbox's desire to have something or not to have something. That's the world that PlayStation lives in. Understand, that is the absolute only world they live in. There's nobody who's going to walk away from Microsoft money if Microsoft says, "Here you go." Not happening. Anybody. No one's too big. right? And that I think is the biggest kind of eye-opening scenario that the PlayStation side of things has to look at, because it's all they have are these deals. But look at the deals they have. I mean, I gotta tell you, I know some of these games, some people are excited for, but let's go ahead and let's bring Big Boy Mike, my man. Big Boy Mike. Thank you, my brother, for being here. Thank
Top
you so much for
fan.
that $5 super chat. He says, "Why are we talking about a potential game of the year in baby steps?" Yes, you guys get baby steps because Xbox don't want that shit. All right, understand, it's not something that they're gonna pay extra for. It's the only reason you have it. It's the only reason. He ain't wrong, right? This is where they are. This is the path they chosen. Go ahead, Elite. Thought you wanted to say something.
That's what, yeah. That's the other thing I was going to pop off at. The other thing that annoys me is when they do the game of the years and things like that, and the reviews and that. When you get games like Spider-Man come out, sequels for Sony, they congratulate them, pat them on the back. Another great game. When Xbox does it, it's just another like Gears 5, just another Gears of War game, just another. They always throw just another in front of it.
Just
And,
another, no matter what they do
when
different.
you get sort of game of the years, and like Gears 5 was rated higher, was one of the highest rated games that year, but didn't even get a nomination. And you're thinking, what's going on here? And it's just another Gears 5. But yeah, every Spider-Man's nominated, every God of War's nominated, every Uncharted's nominated. And you just think, what's going on?
Last of Us, they're on their fucking 48th Last of Us with 2 fucking releases. How is this possible? They have 2 games in the series, and this is like their 39th.
They're setting up. I guarantee Game of the Year this year will have The Last of Us remastered, remake, whatever it is, as a nomination.
Yeah, that's why they put Resident Evil in that bitch.
Yeah.
That was the warm up.
Yeah, they did. They've set themselves up just so they got a reason to put Last of Us there and give it another Game of the Year. It's guaranteed.
100%. 100%. I agree. Yeah. I agree. My man Cypher Type 1 back in the building. Thank you, my brother, for being here. And thank you for that $5 super chat.
Thank you so much.
He says, feel like Inigo Montoya seeing these ponies saying we're port begging for Final Fantasy VII. You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means. Yes. So listen, Final Fantasy VII remake, the first one, I don't know if you guys have played it.
Yeah, I like it.
I played it a little bit. My son played it. He likes it. I'm not like a huge Final Fantasy dude, so like it's not like the craziest thing for me. But Final Fantasy 16 was the one that actually had the most potential. I was actually excited for Final Fantasy 16 because it was action, right? I'm not
ready to rock out, baby.
It was, man. We have it. We were gonna stream it. We were gonna do all that stuff.
We did.
And then we did, and it overheated our PlayStation 4 times live on the stream, right? So we stopped. But even that game, like, it was so inconsistent with the vision.
Consistency, that's the big deal.
Like, some moments it looked like the best thing that was ever created. Some moments looked like we're back in the PlayStation 2 days. Like, it was just, what am I watching here? Like, this is just asinine. And I just think I don't know. I think we're in a weird place with Sony because, like, Mav, you're pumped for Helldivers, right? So, but you're pumped for a game that is not part of PlayStation's DNA, right? Like, this is not what they make. This is not what they do. And like, that is really the biggest tell of everything that's going on right now for PlayStation. PlayStation as they exist is no longer interesting. We don't care about another Spider-Man that's going to come. Think about this. Oh, Game Guru, I don't know where he went.
No, I'm excited for Rise of the Ronin as well.
Well, that one I was going to talk about next, but that's also not a PlayStation game. Like, to be clear, that's
right. It's interesting that they're publishing it, but they don't even own the trademark for it. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's like very random. And even that game, I know you're pumped for it, but I gotta tell you, bro, every time I see that game, I'm like, what the fuck?
It's not groundbreaking or
what
anything.
Year are we in, bro? Like, Zelda Breath of the Wild was floating around back in 2017. We're in 2023. It's not impressive that the dude glides with this crap. The graphics look so old, man. Like we're in PlayStation 5.
Yeah, well, that's Team Ninja for
PlayStation
you.
fucking 5. But it's like Team Ninja, they used to be somebody. What do you like?
Yeah.
Dead or Alive
Yeah,
3
I mean, but
was one of the
what I'm
most
saying
beautiful
is,
fighters on Xbox.
what's the last like gorgeous like Team Ninja like thing that made? I mean, like they used to make really like Ninja Gaiden back in the day was
Fire
crazy.
was
You
beautiful.
know, Dead or Alive was
Dead or Alive.
wow,
When they
you know?
were with
Yeah.
Xbox, let's find a relation. When they were with Xbox, right? And when I mean Xbox, they were making Dead or Alive for Xbox. Ninja Gaiden was coming out for Xbox. All that stuff was for Xbox. Boom. Things look amazing.
Yeah. But their games play great, right? So like that's what I'm excited
I mean,
for.
but
Like,
they play great in the sense of if you're into it, right? Because like I hate Neo. I tried Neo, both of them. I don't like it. I don't know what this. I'm fucking echoing. God damn it! This should be having emotions for no reason. Is that better? I think so. All right. Like, and again, not that the game's not going to be fun or is not going to be good or whatever the case is, but like again, like I'm at the point of this console generation where it's not okay to constantly see these games that have like, why do you have a PlayStation 5? You don't need a PlayStation 5 to play Rise of the Ronin. You have to because arbitrarily they made it a PlayStation 5 game. I don't think it's coming out on PlayStation 4. But what about that game do you look at and say to yourself, yo, PlayStation 5 game right there. Damn, this looks amazing.
They don't have anything right now that is that game that's announced. Like except for the Insomniac stuff that's in the roadmap, but even that stuff is still not looking like it looks like PS4 games still, to be honest, you know.
They literally said their goal for 2026 when we saw that's when Wolverine's going to come out. Their goal for 2026 is to look like a first-party Xbox game that came out in 2024. So in 2026, they're planning to finally reach.
They're hoping to reach
caliber.
Look, Hellblade 2 is going to set the standard. You know,
it's gonna
set the standard. So when that game comes out, like every game will be, I think, measured graphically. Like that's that type of game against Hellblade 2. I think that's probably why they're saying that because they know the benchmark is being set by that game. You know,
absolutely. And you got to also keep in mind and understand, we know for a fact that when you're a part of a first party organization, whether it's Xbox, PlayStation, doesn't make a difference. They have summits where they bring all the leaders of the studios. It happens, they all do it. And they go to these summits and they all see what the other studios are working on. And after Insomniac saw everybody in first party land on PlayStation, they still said that Hellblade was the target. That's mind blowing.
So they pulled a Jim Ryan. Not enough.
Yeah, they looked around. They're like, nah, you guys ain't enough for sure. And it's I don't know. It's frustrating because I think the reason why I'm so hard on PlayStation is that I came into this generation believing Jim Ryan's bullshit that we believe in generations. And I was like, I said to myself, I know Xbox.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I believed it. I thought I knew Xbox was going to have that cross time, right? Because they're not going to leave anybody behind. I knew that. So I figured it'll be 2 or 3 years where you got the Series X and One X versions, right? But when he said we believe in generations, I actually find Naughty Dog to be they make some of my favorite games outside of like Halo, which is my everything. But like Last of Us, Uncharted, I just love the attention to detail that they do with animation. You know, they're one of the best at animation at some point where, you know, every time you go up against, you know, Drake would go up against a wall, it was a slightly different version. They had like multiple scenarios where you go up against the wall, not just one fixed version, right? Like they put so much detail into things that I said to myself, man, if this is what these guys were able to do with PlayStation 4, what are they going to do with PlayStation 5?
Yeah.
And we have seen nothing that is worth the title PlayStation 5 exclusive. Not one fucking game. Not Demon Souls, nothing. Nothing that has been released on PlayStation 5 is worth having gotten a PlayStation 5 for. They should have just made PlayStation 4 versions of all these fucking games because it 100% was not worth it. Miles Morales was fire, but it wasn't because it was anything other than Miles Morales. It was dope having the Puerto Rican and Black Spider-Man on the game, and I was happy to play it. But outside of that, I mean, am I wrong? Is what next gen game has been released that makes you say, yeah, it deserves the title next gen, as we know it from previous generations, right?
I'll say the only game that's met that standard from first party is Starfield.
That's on Xbox though.
Right. I'm saying from first party in general, this
Oh.
generation, yeah, it's Starfield. Because it's the most
It gets a lot of hype.
You can't really do that on an Xbox One because of the gameplay systems and stuff that are all involved in there, the scope of the game. Right?
The sheer scope and size, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Spider-Man 2 doesn't look too different than the last Spider-Man or Miles Morales, right? Like, so it's like I feel like honestly the whole like next gen only thing, right? Like, because I've always felt like graphics are pretty scalable, but like gameplay is where you can really make changes and strides, right? And I feel like we were already fidelity wise reaching a great place with last generation in a lot of instances. We saw, I mean, freaking Red Dead Redemption 2 came out last generation, right? That game is gorgeous.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, it's insanely gorgeous and detailed, and so like fidelity wise, we've kind of reached this area where we're not seeing too drastic of changes fidelity wise in graphics. Hellblade 2 might tell that story differently when we see that one, right? But like up to this point, like yeah, all the games kind of still look like last generation games, and that's fine. I personally am happy with the visual quality of games that we've been getting for a long time now. I just want them to perform well as well. You know what I mean? And sometimes pushing the extra little bells and whistles of visuals for not too much reward costs a lot of performance in these games sometimes. So like that's why you see some of these next gen only games like are only 30 frames and all this kind of stuff. And it's like I've been pretty happy with fidelity for a long time. I just want them to perform well too. So when games are cross progression, some of my favorite games are not cross generation. Some of my favorite games have been cross generation games. Like I didn't really care that they were on a Xbox One or on a PS4 as well, because when I was playing them on my Series X, it looked fucking good and it played really well. You know what I mean? And on PS5 too, like even some of the best games to play on a PS5 now are PS4 games, like Ghost of Tsushima and stuff like that, right? So it's like the fidelity wise, we're already kind of at a great place. Just like don't sacrifice the visuals for performance too much because the trade-off's not there. You know, I haven't seen anything yet to make me be like, you know what, that reflection in that puddle, you know, is really worth 30 frames. I really appreciate that. You know, like I don't, you know, it's just it is what it is. Now, gameplay scope wise and ambition, you talk about scale, that's what gets Starfield at that. You know what I mean? And that's why I think it's like more acceptable, you know.
Yeah, but if you play Starfield on PC with everything cranked up,
oh, it's insane.
It's fucking beautiful. So see, this is the thing. Like, I agree, right? I think the problem for me is that for the most part, like you've played every type of game that is ever going to come out. Like, very rare are we going to be in a situation where you're playing something that's like, wow, I've never played something like this before. Right. So for me, another game coming out, ticking off the same boxes. Yeah, the game's good. Okay, cool. But like for me, I see Hellblade and I'm just like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, what have we been playing? Like, what? Like, if this is the capabilities that Xbox is able to come out with, like, I need that. Like, Red Dead. I mean, as great as it looked on console, you put that shit on PC maxed.
Oh yeah,
You're
I
talking.
have. It's insane. Yeah.
It's a whole nother world. It's a whole nother it's a whole nother level of game. So
Yeah,
it's
but
like
those are still like cross. I mean, technically, it would be a cross-generational thing. So, like, if they came out with like an update for it on new gen consoles, you might get a lot of those bells and whistles, right? But like,
facts.
it's still capable of releasing on last gen because they did.
Well, I
That's
think
kind of what I'm
most
saying.
games can release because the games are similar, like basic. Most games are
Right.
not that crazy. They're just basic games that you need to up the story is cross generational. You know what I'm saying? Like if you make a
Yeah.
goddamn this fucking echo.
That's why I thought PlayStation's we believe in generations thing was always bullshit. Like it just always was. Like there's nothing to it. Like it was just marketing talk. I mean, they said like we bel we dictate when the generation starts. You know what I mean? And yeah, but then they just kept releasing things on PS4 because the games are PS4 type games that are just upscaled on PS5. Right? And that's
Yeah.
fine, and that's been fine for me, like, I'm enjoying the games, but, like, the marketing thing was always just flat out marketing talk to to go against what was the talking point at the time was when Microsoft came out and said that they were gonna be supporting Xbox One for 2 to 3 years. That was a big talking point. So then what does PlayStation do? We believe in generations, right? It was purely a marketing tactic. The same thing as this is how you share games, right? Trying to draw people in to say we're different, we're better than Xbox and all this kind of stuff. And it was complete utter horseshit that got swallowed up by a lot of the PlayStation fan base and stuff. And
I'm not,
it's still horseshit to this day.
yeah, I'm not being funny, but that's always been Sony's marketing. They've always been deceitful like that. I mean, they did it with against
Yeah.
Sega. They whatever Sega come out with,
Mhm.
they would do the complete opposite and then try to downplay Sega. And then if you go back to last gen with the Xbox One, PlayStation 4 when they released, the whole DRM thing. PlayStation was doing DRM, but they sort of pushed the narrative as if it was just Xbox doing it. But they were still doing it. And they're still doing it to this
Yeah.
day. But it's all that pushed under the carpet, and all the blame went to Xbox. Xbox were the villains. And then now this, we believe in generations. And they actually said these games will only be available. Not only they just said these games will be only playable on PlayStation 5, which they then went back on. They released the games and they were playable on PlayStation 4, like GT7 and God of War.
Yep.
They give the impression, well, they actually advertised GT7 was going to be only playable on PlayStation 5, and it wasn't. And Ratchet and Clank then went to PC, having hyped up the whole you need this PlayStation because it's got a special SSD which is magical. It can't be played anywhere else. Then they released it on PC. GT7 only be played on PlayStation 5. God of War, they get the impression that was only going to be playable on PlayStation 5. Not only that, but they also gave release dates for these games. They said there's all going to release, I think it was 2021. All of them released in 2022. There was never an intention to release them. They just wanted to sell the console. And they're doing the same again with like Wolverine, wasn't it? They said it had a 2023 title, and then they said it's delayed till 2024 next year. But then in the recent leaks come up, it says 2026. So they're misleading the games. They had never any intention to release it this year, or sorry,
No.
last year now. They just wanted to mislead the consumers, and I just don't get why Sony gets such a buy for just doing that, being so deceitful. It's just incredible. So yeah, so Wolverine 2026. So what have they got until then?
Nothing.
That's the question. That's
Nothing.
the question.
Crossing
got
my
nothing.
fingers, they got some stuff to
I mean-
announce. That right now we don't know about anything.
Helldivers,
Well-
and they all keep talking on the chat, and they go, "Oh, we got third party."
So there's Helldivers 2, which is a third. A double A. You got Stellar Blade, which is like a kind of a double A, and then you got Rise of the Ronin,
which
is
was advertised
it's on the
being
borderline, but
Xbox.
there's just nothing
Yeah.
big and hugely exciting for the fan base right now, right? And then they got the
Block's
other
good for
games
those
of service stuff that's announced, but like they're not exciting the fan base right now. So I hope they
Well,
got some stuff to announce. But
Between 2024 and 2026, I mean, PlayStation's got nothing really from their major studios coming out.
yeah, did y'all see
2024,
the
2026?
Did you
I was
see
just gonna
this
say, I can
list of
imagine
like
coming to Xbox.
Yeah, that list of PlayStation
Go on,
games.
sorry, go on.
yeah. They had a 20 like
No.
I just wanted to touch on this because it's to your point, right? Like they
Yeah.
had a list like things to look forward to on PlayStation in 2024, right? And they did that on a blog post and all those things, and there's like it's like, okay, uh yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. I mean,
People
they
are
made the
used to getting those
video,
big
Yeah.
games. Yeah.
It's like a don't forget about us kind of post. We're still
and we
here.
got remember. Don't forget the rumor that Xbox might be jumping 2026. So you're gonna have 2026. They finally get a first party game, and Xbox is like, "Fuck that! Here's our next gen bad boy," and start showing us what next.
I
Oh my
hope they
god,
do that. I hope they
that would
do
See,
be.
that's what I'm
the mid-gen
saying. For me,
refresh.
it
They
makes
just leave a
absolutely no
year.
sense.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
baby. Go.
Sorry, Lee.
Doodle, go ahead.
No, they're
No, I was just
just.
gonna. I
I
was
feel.
just. Okay.
Are we dancing? Are we dancing? Go ahead, go ahead, Doodle. Go,
Just
I
Doodle.
Doodle.
feel like there's no way for them to go. Like, listen. Again, they've been doing all this with PC, and they got to play Wolverine before the PlayStation gamers did. That's
Facts.
wild. All right.
Facts.
And then honestly, in my
Holy shit.
opinion, the game again is a copy and paste. Here we go. We're getting the same exact type of thing.
Yep.
I just don't see how they're looking at 2026 with any type of hope though. Like how can we do that if they're
Yeah.
still hanging on to the same bones by which they deliver the freaking Spider-Man 2 in 2023? So how are we
Yeah.
moving forward? How are
We
we
just gotta
getting
hope
to
the
that
other
Hellblade level? I just they don't have the freaking money. When you look at the budget, when they did that breakdown, and they had the budget about how much they were going to spend on Spider-Man 3, it wasn't that much more
Mm.
Yeah,
than what they
agreed.
spent in Spider-Man
So
2.
how are you
Like,
gonna get
yeah. So
more?
I mean, come on, what are you guys doing
it's
there?
way too much in the first place. That's for damn sure. But like, yeah, like I get what you're saying too. Like the I hope that some of the other studios like have some really cool stuff that gets me excited. And
Well, the
I
problem
don't
is we
know.
heard we heard the sorry, we heard the them being upset, right? Like we heard the rumors that the studios are pissed, like the first party studios are pissed because of the direction they were being told to go into. And then now seemingly they're pivoting back away from that, right? So it's if they were just making whatever they were making and sticking with that, then yeah, maybe we would have something coming out sooner rather than later. But if we are to believe, what we see in front of us, which is Jim Ryan was talking about games as a service are important. Now Jim Ryan's gone. Now we're hearing they're pivoting away from the games as a service. So what's going to happen to these first party studios who are making games that had that had games as a service hooks into them?
Yeah. So
All
We'll
we know is
have to
that they
wait and see.
worked for 8 years on Factions 2 and they didn't release it. So nothing that they can tell us is guaranteed. Period. I want to point out this Mr. Seven Digit, this message in the chat. They wanted competition. What's wrong now? What's wrong?
Mm.
What's going on? They don't know what to do with that competition.
That's facts.
They've lost their way. They don't know because they've been doing the same exact thing. And I don't think that they were caught off guard. I think they got comfortable.
Yeah.
They
It was a
thought that they had
The
choice.
fans made
nothing
them that way.
else to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. They got arrogant. They got cocky in their position.
I think ABK fucked them real good.
Yes.
I think that hit them so out of
It
nowhere.
slapped the living shit out of them. That's what happened. And they're still trying to figure out how to stand back up.
Have they stood back up?
No, because they keep getting
They
knocked
go
the
to
hell
gym.
down.
Well,
Like
I mean,
sorry, mate.
what it seems like happened to me is when they were trying to figure things out and transition, they fucked up their pipeline, right? I mean, it's just what it is. Like, and regardless of what they do now, like the damage there seems probably to be done. So, like, I agree, like with Guru, like I think, and we said this, we talked about this on numerous shows. Like, I think it's a rough couple years ahead for PlayStation. I think that's why Jim Ryan got out when he did. That's what caused all this other stuff to happen behind the scenes, is because they saw the writing on the wall that this is a rough stretch going forward, and they're going to try and have to sell people on other things that are either third party money hatted exclusives or or second party type AA stuff to get by in the meantime, much kind of like what Xbox did when they were in a similar position, right? The thing is, like, what how tolerant will the PlayStation fan base be of that going forward while Xbox hits its stride, right? Because Xbox already
Matt, I
started their
don't think it's
stride.
about tolerance, my friend. I don't think it has anything to do with tolerance. It has everything to do with money. When Xbox was in that situation, Satya came in, right? That money came in. They
Mm.
were out there buying studios. And so PlayStation, what do they have? They keep lawsuits coming in. They keep getting hacked. How are you going to move
Yeah. What
forward?
I'm saying is
Not
the
that they
fan
even know
base,
where to
not
go.
yeah, I'm saying the fan base.
Oh,
How
I was talking about
tolerant?
the fan base, not
Yeah.
the
The
company.
fans?
Yeah, the
Well,
fans. How tolerant will the PlayStation fans be in the next couple years while they just have AA and third party stuff keep being their exclusives, and while Xbox has hit its stride, because like 2023 they hit full force already, right? And then 2024 looking even better, and it's just going to keep happening year in and year out. Like the next couple years, there's just been an insane amount of content, exclusives and otherwise on Xbox, right? Like you can have all the ABK stuff, you have all the exclusives from the rest of the Xbox studios, right? Then you have ZeniMax Bethesda, who has a lot of other stuff to announce. Then you have all the updates on their games of service games that are already still growing and all this stuff. So you have all of this in Game Pass, right? That's going to be keep growing and all this in a multifaceted ecosystem with PC, cross progression, cross buy, all that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, on PlayStation, you're going to be playing these $70 like third party games, and that's all you really got to look forward to. So like I don't know how tolerant, like how much good faith did PlayStation store up over the years? Will they be how much mind share will they potentially lose over the next couple of years? That is the thing. It's like the mind share aspect. When does the games media start turning on them? Right? When does that flip happen? Because it's a switch. All of a sudden, articles can start be written like where's the PlayStation games? Where are the PlayStation games? Where are the PlayStation games? And that all will have an effect on the casual market, right? Because those are the people that aren't paying as much attention until they start seeing this hearsay and talk. And it's like, oh shit, there's other games. But then, oh, we got Avowed, we got Hellblade 2, we got
Facts.
Indiana Jones, we get didn't they just announce a Blade game? Well, they got this, they got that. And it's like, okay, so we got to wait until 2026 for one game that we know about right now. And that's honestly not maybe, I mean, sure, it's going to be successful. It's going to be a hit, but like, will that be a game changer for them when that happens? I don't know, because honestly, right now from the leaked footage, it's screaming like not next level stuff to me, honestly. Like, so,
Not at all.
Mm.
I gotta, the only saving grace would be like if they have some kind of a big showcase this year where let's say they do announce a PS5 Pro or something, and they have some really cool games to announce. Then maybe they can try and ride the storm for a couple years until these things hit, right? But right now, it doesn't look very good at all.
Sony will do what they
Yeah.
do. They'll just end the generation with a few good games, and then the media think they're darlings. Well done, PlayStation. Another great generation, just like last generation, where it was just really quiet the first 4 years, wasn't it? And then the last 3 years, they dropped all their big guns, and then the media just thought that was amazing for it. And we're going to have the same.
You
this
ain't
year.
wrong, man.
Yeah,
You ain't wrong.
'Cause
This is the way
this
that
is-
they ride it out, man.
it is, and they're given buyers all the time. As I said, they got nothing now to 2026. Whereas Xbox, as Mav pointed out, we've got Hellblade 2, Indiana Jones, Avowed, Midnight. What's that Midnight game? We've got
South of Midnight.
Clockwork.
South of Midnight.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm so excited
Clockwork,
for South of Midnight.
Fable. Yeah, we've got South Midnight, the Fable probably
That's
released
just
by
all we're
2026.
thinking about and knowing. We've already
Yeah.
put in our back, like we've already put games away that we know about,
Yeah.
and we've forgotten about it. Who's talking about Perfect Dark?
Blade.
Nobody. We
Yeah.
leave it in the back. We're like, you know what?
Exactly.
Perfect Dark is coming. We'll leave it back
Everwild
there.
as well. Getting redone,
Everwild. Just put it back there. It's coming whenever it comes.
That's another one in the
State of
back.
K3.
Yeah.
Put it back there. Gears. We know it's gonna come. Put it back there. Right? Like we're
Yeah.
not. This
Elder
is like
Scrolls
we're not
6.
even scratching the surface, bro. Elder Scrolls 6
There's
is
a
coming.
lot
Like
of projects that we know are in the
They got-
works that haven't
Xbox
been
has
announced
got
yet.
their
because
games in their back
yeah.
pocket, ready to drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, they drop them. That's how I'm gonna say it. They reach
They
into
just
their
wait to
pocket
say-
and to look for something. They're just dropping games. I was like, oh my bad, I gotta pick that up.
Announced
Right? We have too
their
many.
games, and they're just going Elder Scrolls 6.
That's true.
So
Uh,
real quick, I got distracted because I got a free membership. I'm so excited. But
Oh, you remember Doodle? You did it.
thank you, Big Boy Mike.
Oh, my man, Big Boy Mike
But
did
yes,
another one.
Mav, I agree
Appreciate you,
with you. I
brother.
don't know how long it's gonna take them because I don't understand why it's they're still riding that pickle.
Because they play
Um
Call of Duty and Madden and FIFA on it. That's pretty I mean, really, that's
And
it
Minecraft.
the
Don't forget
mind
Minecraft.
share aspect, like, the way I feel like it works is, like, okay, there's the cool console to own, that's just kind of the de facto thing, right? And it's what the casuals that don't really follow gaming news, don't really follow any of the games coming out or all that stuff, they just play Call of Duty, FIFA, whatever the cool card, the console to own is kinda what they buy. And they, oh, you buy Xbox, yeah, that sucks. This is kind of the way they talk, you know what I mean? But like
Yep.
eventually the script flips, right?
Yep.
Value cannot be ignored. Games coming out versus not coming out cannot be ignored. And there's when that switch flips is when you'll see a huge change in the market, right? Like, and where that conversation from the casuals like starts changing, and like people start asking for Xboxes more for Christmas, or like
Yeah.
picking those up more just randomly and stuff when they see them available in the stores and stuff like that. Like I that's where the casual market's been, because Xbox PlayStation won over that market last generation, right? Uh and it's hard to get that. It's harder to get it now than it was then, just because of the digital libraries, right? The digital libraries and ecosystems. People, I feel like a lot of those guys got to be willing to go and get an Xbox as their second console, and then they're gonna like migrate over to it and fall in love with it. You know what I mean? Like, and I
Well,
feel like that's
it,
has a chance to happen more than because of all the games coming out. Like, why wouldn't you
see,
want to
I
play all
think
these
on
games if you're a console gamer?
I feel like on Xbox side, I think that holds more water than it does on PlayStation side. Like, I think when Phil said that, "Oh, we lost the worst,
Yeah,
generation we could because everything's all digital now and their libraries." I think on Xbox side, having your old library matters because when you come to the next generation, it's a better game.
right.
But on
Yeah, I agree
PlayStation
with that.
side, it's the same shit. So it does, as long as you keep your old console, there's no benefit to playing your old game on the new system.
Hmm.
Like, let's just be real. So unless they do the upgrade that they're charging people for, right?
Yeah, and it's easy to
Um,
get a whole ass library on Xbox instantly.
yeah,
You just subscribe to
exactly.
Game
So
Pass. You know what I mean? You have a
exactly, and you're done.
freaking huge library.
Exactly.
You know?
So, like, I don't think we're in a position where we have to look at it and say, "Oh, it's gonna be hard for PlayStation casuals to come over." I don't agree. I think as soon as Call of Duty is being marketed on Game Pass and you see Call of Duty in the soccer stadium, being advertised, and you see it in all these places, like, that is going to start having the casuals say, "Holy shit, you're telling me that with that Game Pass game, all those games you guys be talking about all year long,
Yeah, money speaks,
I'm
right?
also gonna
Yeah.
get Call of Duty?"
Mhm.
Say that again?
Yeah. I said, yeah, money speaks, right? Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Once
yeah.
once it once they see it, once they see it in
Mhm.
front of them, it won't be able to be denied. Now, I gotta go to these super chats. I feel so bad. Like, we never, ever, ever take this long to read them, so I feel horrible. My man Pyro Mad says,
Pyro,
"Re
what's up,
thank first of
baby?
all, my brother, thank you for being
Fire.
here, and thank you so much for that £2 super
Thank you,
chat."
love.
Says, "Read my previous message. Sorry, I'm broke money." Oh
I
man, nah, dog.
listen, I
Pyro.
tagged the message. I
Ah,
think I
it's
got
right
the right
here.
one.
It's right
Yes.
here. Yeah, it says, "CMoney. That's not quite true, bro. PlayStation wins marketing contracts by not by handing over cash. They leverage their internal movie arm to produce X amount of free marketing that Xbox can't." Well, but I think we're saying the same thing, right? Because it's the free marketing, sure, but there's also just paid marketing that Xbox can pay, right? Like, Xbox could put anything anywhere, right? If Xbox wanted any game they have coming out on a Super Bowl commercial playing 15 times, they can do it, right? Like, there's nothing that Microsoft can't do with money, right? Or to phrase it better,
There's
there's
nothing
nothing that
anyone.
Sony
Yeah.
could do that Microsoft can't do with the dollars.
With
If
Money's
they
money, bro.
Microsoft bigger than Apple now.
Microsoft,
Yeah.
PlayStation could put Spider-Man 2 in the theater with it along with its Sony movie, but Microsoft could just do that with every other movie company out there and just pay them to put the shit in
Yeah.
there, right? So it's like, again, money equals everything when it comes to Microsoft's kind of rebirth in the market. And that's the way I look at this. To be honest with you, I look at this as a start over. This is a complete and utter do-over for Xbox mentally. This generation right now, Series X generation, this is their original Xbox moment. Okay. When the original Xbox came out, it popped. It was the cool thing. It was powerful. It was like, oh shit, this is good, right? But they knew that foundation was there, but they realized that they weren't going to be able to break the hold that was already in existence. So what they do, they jumped early. They jumped early and forced people to go into the next generation with them because of the amount of games that came out for that system before PlayStation even had a chance to come out with their new one. And I think we're looking at Phil doing the same thing here, where this one, again, this is their original Xbox moment. They're going to jump early, whether it's 2026 or 2027. Rumors are 2026. I tend to believe it because I think they figured out the power problem, right? Because the only fear you have coming out in 2026 and the other place comes out in 2028 is that they're going to be 2 years ahead in power, right? Or whatever version of their system is. But we saw the leaked documents. We saw what Xbox has planned. We saw what they have in motion. And they are not beholden to the power that's in the box. They're going to put enough power in that box to run the games really well, but they're using the power of the cloud. And when we had this conversation in 2013, everybody laughed. Oh, the power of the cloud. That was the big joke, right? Power of the cloud, power of the cloud. Go fucking turn on Flight Simulator and tell me if power of the cloud is a fucking joke. Because I tell you right now, they made the entire world in that game with the power of the cloud, and that shit is fucking stunning.
That's what I think Xbox needs to capitalize on. It'd be so fantastic because if they got a DC character, because PlayStation seems to be going for Marvel, if they just go right, we'll take DC, make Superman and put him in, use that cloud and put him in the real world and let him fly around the real world, so you can just take off as Superman and actually fly from wherever you want to go, and it's real time, real life, real world Superman. That'd be fantastic. You just land, and they could change it so when you land, it sort of switches in, but giving them the capability to actually fly around a real world.
Can you imagine that? Because if you take Superman's power to hear remember in the movie he could hear like all the way to fucking other sides of the world and shit. If you just make it so that it's a literal open world and there's problems in all these different continents and he could just know what's going on and you just have to fly over there.
That was pretty fire, bro.
And you fly to like
that would
a country, just land there.
That would be
that'd be amazing.
Between that and AI, that's the thing, man. Like the power of the cloud is one thing, right? Because now we know that it could pump out amazing graphics, it could pump out physics, it can pump whatever you want. On top of that, you add AI, and now every time no matter where you are in that world, you just land somewhere, and as you're landing, AI just populates that world with shit, like buildings and people and shit going on. Yo,
yeah,
be fire.
And that's what Microsoft is going all in on that, bro. And I know there was this hoopla about writers and they're gonna lose their jobs and all this stuff. And it's like, bro, listen, we're not gonna slow down technology. You got to change with it, baby. You got to figure out how to adapt your job or your skill set to work in a new world because AI is too fucking amazing to let it be put on the side or be held down because we're worried about people's jobs. You could say that about every moment in life in our history where new shit came and old shit died. You had to adapt. You had to figure it out. Okay. So, if Xbox is going as hard in it for this next gen, console that they're doing as it seems, we could be looking at a whole different, and they said it, like when you read what they're talking about, they literally say it in there that they're talking about experiences that have never been done, right? that's what they're aiming for. They're aiming for shit that was never possible. Not this PlayStation 4 game now on PlayStation 5 and it looks slightly better. Right? Like that's what we're here for. That's what I'm like that's what I don't know. I feel like I'm just such a fan of the idea of tech, So from watching it on Nintendo and just seeing every time I felt it looked real, but it didn't clearly. And it's just constantly, oh my God, I remember the first time I saw a wrestling game and then I saw the next one and I was like, oh man, The Rock looks so real. I was like, nah, man, he didn't look like real shit. I want to see things look so good, man. The Matrix demo, come on, bro. You see that, and that's just so eye-opening as to what is yet to come for us. I'm so ready for it, man. My man, Dark Angelic.
Angelic,
Thank you, my
baby.
brother, for
Thank you,
being
love.
here. And thank you so much for that $5 super chat. And thank you for waiting. Sorry, it took so long. Says, I
Can
want to
just
see
sorry, can I
Microsoft.
just jump in and oh,
Go ahead.
no, go on. Sorry, I didn't realize you read the super chat. Go on. Sorry, no, go on. You go first. Yeah, super chats first.
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
realize you read on. Sorry.
Yeah,
Go
no
on,
worries,
go,
man.
Sorry.
Dark Angelic says, I want to see Microsoft bail out Sony like they did Apple. So when PlayStation CEO announces bailout, giant Phil Spencer appears behind him to smile gleefully. That would be really funny. It would be
And have to
really
kiss his
funny.
boots.
And I mean, like honestly,
I would love to hear how the ponies will spin that one.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't even imagine how they would.
they're amazing at spinning
But
stuff.
like they are amazing at spinning stuff and self-soothing.
But they learned
Yes.
from the masters,
Self-soothing
Sony,
and spinning stuff.
Yeah,
That's what they do. It's
they learned from
wild.
Sony how to spin stuff. So
Yeah, absolutely. My man
Mm.
Cypher Type 1 with that $2 super chat says,
Thanks,
come
baby.
on, don't forget about the super secret showcase.
Oh, there's a new one?
There's
How
they
many
always have one.
showcases has Xbox had since the super secret showcase was supposed to be a thing?
since they
I know.
yeah.
Like 4,
Oh,
They
5?
seem to be dropping one every like 3 months now. Yeah, Xbox drop a showcase.
It's funny
every
because
month.
they talk about Xbox dudes, how we were always saying, like, well, next year is going to be great. Next year is going to be great. That's done with these showcases. It's like, no, that wasn't the real one. That wasn't the real one. It's this one now. This one's coming up. There's going to be another one.
I mean, honestly, I don't
fun.
even consider their showcase, the PlayStation's last year, as like a real showcase. So that thing sucked.
Oh, it was
No.
pure
That
was-
trash, bro.
It was horrible.
It was wild. I was so
It was so
disappointed.
bad.
And it's funny because we were hopeful.
And if you-
We actually did a stream and we broke down all of their studios and what could potentially they be working on, what we could potentially be getting, and then we saw the freaking showcase and it was such a letdown. It was so frustrating.
Yeah.
So we were hopeful and let down, which is their MO right now. Like that's what they continue to do.
Yeah, agreed 100%. My man Ryu Art with that $2 super
What's
chat.
up,
Thank you,
baby?
my
Thank you for
brother.
being
And I
here.
appreciate you, bro. Says new article Spider-Man 2 needs 7.1 million to break even. Sold, he's talking about. And it's at 6 million right now. The problem with that is that they'll get to it, right? But like they're not in business to break even. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't spend all this money just for it to come back identically because
yeah,
realistically speaking, it didn't
Jim
come back
said
identically, right?
10 million's not
Because because it's not the same because the money you spent years ago is not worth the same that it is now, right? So you actually spent more money than that, and
Value, yes.
now you're not even it's not even breaking even to break even, which is crazy.
Also,
Um,
and also you got to take into his account that by the time when it's on sale, when it's selling now, it probably won't be at full price. It'll be at a lesser price. They
Yep.
won't be making the same money back as it did at launch.
Facts. Plus, how many of those were part of the bundle?
So that's what I mean. So it
know what I'm
might
saying?
reach 7.1 million
true.
sales, but it won't meet that same profit margin. Yeah, exactly. You got to take stuff like that into account, and that's why Jim
Yeah,
said
like
10 million's not enough. They're not making enough money.
he did.
So,
He said it,
Then
and
they
he
sacked him.
wasn't lying. My man, Big Boy Mike.
Gave a white
Man,
t-shirt
thank you,
to
my
him.
brother.
Thank you. I got
Yeah,
one. I'm back,
appreciate you.
baby.
You take care of one now, so you're a member of the channel. You know what's funny was jacked up is that we did a member only post
Oh
and
my
then
gosh, you
we
guys,
went
this
into
is
our
ridiculous.
accounts and we can't see the member only post, so we have to log back into the main account. It's like, son of a bitch.
CMoney was like, "Why can't I find the
Where is it? I
freaking?"
thought I just posted it. It's like, oh damn,
I was
I'm not a
like,
member.
see, you're not a member.
That's cold.
You don't get the
But thank you,
message.
my man, Big Boy Mike. We appreciate you,
Thank
man.
you.
10 on point memberships so far from you, man.
Thank
We
you so
appreciate you
much,
so much.
man.
Thank you, my brother, and thank you
Means
to
a lot.
everyone
Well
who
done.
has became a new member.
Yes,
Do me a favor,
welcome to the family, you guys.
everybody in the freaking chat right now. Go ahead and put the welcome to the family emoji in there.
Let's
Show them some
go.
love. Welcome them on in.
And a big thank you to Big Boy Mike.
Yes,
Thank
Big
you
Boy
so
Mike.
much, baby.
The man. Oh my God, he did it again. I just saw it right now.
Sub.
My dude, Big Boy Mike. Now you just messing with us, bro. Oh, man.
Thank you so much, baby.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
do see all the welcome to the fam. You got to put them back
Yes.
because more people got. Look, even Mav. Look at Mav.
Mav, look
Was
at you.
gifted a membership.
Oh
You
boy.
see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Now you could put it in the chat and put welcome to the fam to everybody else, Mav. All right, be nice to everybody else who got one.
I'm just putting the crying troll face PlayStation fanboy in the chat over and over again. That's my favorite.
Oh my God.
This one I love.
The pony powder is real.
Pony powder.
That's their breakfast. My man Cypher Type 1.
Is that
Thank you again, my
cocaine?
brother, for being here. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Says Xbox got so many games cooking. They're gonna find a random game in between their couch cushions. Like, oh damn, I forgot all about you.
This was there. Yo,
Can you imagine?
you ain't wrong.
Honestly, I really feel like there's a possibility that sometimes feels like, oh shit, we're making that too. Like, oh wow, when is that game's coming out? Oh my God. Yeah, it's a wild.
I mean,
it's
it's
a wild
safe to
scenario.
say the PlayStation first party has shit for 2024. It wouldn't have made sense for them not to announce it at last year's show. Like, why hold off when they had such a shitty showcase, right? They could have had one big game and it would have like done great, you know. But like they just don't got anything.
Dude,
But
and we know they're not afraid to tell us. Like they literally launched the system with a logo for God of War 2021. Okay, like that's literally what they launched at the end of that showcase. Just the 2020. Why not just say Ghost of Tsushima 2025 or some random shit, right? It's because they don't have it right now. They don't know what's going to come from it. These studios are working on stuff, but I don't believe that these studios are in a position that they know this game is gonna be, because I think that they were pivoting. They have to pivot off of the game as a service train that they were forced to be on, that they didn't want to be on. That's what I think. That's why we haven't seen shit from them. And this is the real question, right? Even if they announce these games, okay, they do a showcase tomorrow. Woo! Ghost of Tsushima 2. Whatever the hell Days Gone people are working on. Man, I don't even remember their games. What the fuck other
Cory
studios?
Barlog space game.
Cory Barlog space game. Oh man, okay, 3 games.
Filler.
Which one?
That's
Anything
all it
else?
is, filler.
Yeah,
I can't think of any of the games.
What else do they have? What other studios do they have that are going to make something new?
Supposedly, I remember Blue Point was supposed to be making their own original game.
Okay, so they're making their own original game. Great. Boom. It's going to be even if they show it to you, even they show gameplay, best looking game ever. Okay, great. Boom, done. What else do they got?
Remasters. They got the last
Remasters.
2 remaster.
The point of what I'm saying is that they have about 6 studios that make anything that anybody gives a shit about. And when are they going to release them? Are they going to give us 4 of those games in 1 year?
Yeah.
If they only got 6 fucking studios? No.
Who would those studios be for real? Sony Santa Monica, Insomniac,
Santa Monica, Insomniac, Naughty Dog.
Insomniac are carrying PlayStation at the moment.
Gorilla,
doing all the work.
Gorilla,
Sucker Punch,
that's 6 with Bend. No, I already add Bend, so that's 6. And then what? Gran Turismo, 7.
Yeah, Polyphony. But they release a game once every like 8 years. So
true.
There are no GT,
and they already shot their load.
Games coming out this generation. I don't think.
Yep. So they shot their load. So you're down to 6. What other of note? Blue Point, right?
You want Blue Point? I would say. Blue Point.
So 7.
House Marquee.
No, I mean, sure. 8. Eight?
He's grasping now.
stretching here, right? Like,
But do we see the problem that we have? 8. Okay, great. So what are they going to do? Are they going to give us all 8 of these games spread in 2 years? Are we getting 4 games in 4 games? No. Right? They're not giving us 4.
no, exactly.
The most that they give us in what they've shown us, the most they'll give us is 2, because 3 when you added Gran Turismo that 1 year, right? Because they didn't consider it, right? But aside from that, it's 2. So you're telling me, okay, 2025, they show up with 2 of these games. Xbox has fucking 7, 8 games that they're going to give us in that year of high quality fucking product. Like, we're forgetting that Call of Duty is Xbox now, right? So we already know one game we got in November coming into Game Pass.
I'll add Media Molecule, because if they did a new,
they're
little Big
dying,
Planet
bro.
type thing or something, I don't know.
It doesn't matter
I'm
what
trying
you
to throw
add.
them some
I think
bones
the problem
here, bro.
is it doesn't matter how fast they pump them out.
Yeah.
Xbox is
shut up, we're
moving that
drinking
much
now.
faster, dude.
No,
Like,
100%.
there's no catching up. There's
It's just
no
like there's
breathing room.
nothing. How excited are you going to be to say, well, I played 2 games in 12 months? When on Xbox, we're not only getting, like, this is the shit that's fucking wild, guys. We're not only getting first party day and dates. We have 40 day and dates, 41 day and dates announced. You take out the 5 that are first party, or 6 or 7. I don't know how they count it, but let's just count it. Let's say 30 day and date games that are third party into Game Pass. 30. I'm going to put a plus on that because I know there's a little more. It's 41 when you put everything together. But over 30 games day and date. And you're talking not just small shit. That Flintlock game, that shit's coming day and date. There's so many games. I think I have the fucking list. Stalker. Well, that's the sneaky one. That's going to come. I think that's the secret game. I think that's our 5th game at the Direct. I think that's our shadow drop.
Which game?
Stalker
2. Think about it. It was already this is already confirmed. Quarter 1, 2024 confirmed. You have a Direct. Let's not act like second party deals don't count or whatever, because Ara's up there. Now, this is not quite second party, but we know they paid for a lot of this game. Okay. First quarter, it's not in the Direct. We know that there's the high probability of getting a 5th secret game because they did it once. If you don't give it to us now, you're going to feel down, right? We're going to feel a little hollow, like, damn, really? You couldn't give us something, right? Why? They're going to want to shine a light on this game. They're going to want to. They're going to want to give it its flowers. And I think this is the moment. And when you do the math, we got the people out here doing the math. They're going to give 10 minutes to indie, right? So 10 minutes to indie, that's going to be probably the most you get. But let's say even if you even it out, that's still only 40 minutes, right? What's the rest of the 20 minutes? Stalker 2, boom, shadow drop. Listen, if it happens, you fucking know who said it, okay? That's just what it is.
Hashtag CMoney's right.
Hashtag. But you see this list right here, guys? This is day and date.
Oh, and there'll be more than that too, because that's just what's.
Oh yeah, this is just going into 2024.
Yeah.
Look at that. Replaced. Oh my God, Replaced is going to be crazy.
Arc.
Come on,
the
man.
Arc 2, is it? That coming next year, is it?
Arc 2
this year.
Yeah, late 2024. They confirmed it.
Did they put Silk Song on the list? I don't see Silk Song, but that's supposed to be this year too.
Yep, it's not even on this list.
Yeah,
got 33 Immortals. I mean, come on, dude. Come on, we're not even having the same conversation.
Yes.
If you're talking
we are
games,
not the same.
You know what I'm saying? If you're talking games, we're not in the same conversation. Listen, I have all these PlayStations. I'm down with a good game from them, but I'm on that boat. Like, I don't need them to make anything else, to be honest with you. I don't care about them making multiplayer games because they're not going to be that great. And honestly, if I want to play a good multiplayer game, I have so many that are great already. I don't need to go play this other game on PlayStation because they finally took a swing and it's decent, right? It's not going to be better than fucking Halo if it's a first-person shooter. Halo is fucking gameplay perfection. If it's a third person, you got Gears that are fucking fire, right? You have so many other games that are on Xbox already. I don't need it. All I want them to do is show me some good quality shit, and they can't even do that.
You just want what they
Yeah.
used to make.
Just
Actually,
fucking give me
I
That's
something
see
it.
good,
Flight
bro.
Simulator.
Yeah, Flight
Like,
I
at
see
Simulator.
least
Flight
get
Yes,
Simulator
man.
that
2 was
get
there. And I
that
just want to
together.
touch on. I just want to touch on something Hooded Canuck said earlier about Superman. When we talked about a Superman game, he said, and he was saying, "Are
Yep.
you aware how many sort of problems there are in the world, like volcanoes and stuff like that?" And that's where I think
Yes.
we're rewinding it a bit here, where you can imagine how Superman the game would be, how great it would be, and you'd actually feel like playing Superman when you fly up into the sky and you've got all these problems going around the world, and you can only fly to one of them. You can't be at all of them. So you have to decide which ones you go to. Do you go to a volcano? Do you go to I don't know, a massive storm, tsunami? Do you go to someone being shot on the street? And I think that's where
There's so
that's what I was
much,
gonna say
bro.
to him, where the dilemma would be, and then you actually feel like being Superman then, because you have to make that decision then, which he has to do every day in fiction world.
That would be
But
so dope.
It would. It
That would
would.
be
that
so
would be
I'm
dope.
kind of I feel like that's promised to me now.
Yeah, I feel like we've
Yeah, I
already
feel
made
like
the
it needs
game.
to
so
come
It should
through
be
with
coming
it.
we can
If we can
imagine
just
because
message Phil or something
yeah.
and make it happen,
yeah.
you
Let's let them
know, I'm
know.
sold, Ali.
Well, Phil
I'm
watches, so
sold.
he's watching this.
Yeah, we want Flight
but
Simulator with Superman
I think the
powers.
problem
Okay.
is, I think the problem is Sony have become too complacent because they've relied too much on third party, whereas and that's what they keep trying to throw sort of Xbox under the bus, saying we've got all this third party coming out. That's what PlayStation fans keep saying, and they keep listing third party, whereas they don't realize that Xbox are pushing away from third party. They're more focused on their first party because you make more money on first party, and they've got the studios to do it. And I think it's a much better thing to have because you don't really want to throw money at a studio you don't own to produce content for you, and you don't really know what that content's going to be like. And I think Xbox is more reliant on first party because you make money, and it also goes in Game Pass. And I think that's the difference between the two now. Xbox is first party focused, and Sony, ironically, is more third party focused, and that's evident from the games they're releasing this year and next year and the year after and the year after that and the year after that. The majority of the games will be third party games. Let's be honest here. They're going to release one or two first party games a year, if that. Whereas Xbox is set to release at least 4 a year.
It's
So
wild. It's wild.
Yeah, I mean they're set up to really, I mean, they're set up to crush it, bro. Like it's like overwhelming at this point where it doesn't even make any sense. I do want to pause real quick, guys. We do have another topic that I want to get into. We do have a couple more super chats to read, but my man Mav, we know that he has a show coming up in a couple of hours, and he has some things to do. And I appreciate very
Thank you
much
so
that he
much,
came
Matt.
over here on a day that he has a show. We know that that's difficult to do, like back to back, to go back to back. So, I mean, I know he has to go out. Let me do this. I'm gonna introduce the next topic
I'll
and
just touch
have
on it
him.
on my way out. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, have him have him touch on it real quick.
This super chat has his name on it. Real quick.
All right, you are. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for that $2 super chat.
Thank you,
Says
baby.
all Mav is saying Sony not dying in 2024, but it will in 2027. Oh man, yo, you know what would be the funniest shit if all that time they were talking shit about Xbox being gone in 2027, and if they are fucking gone in 2027, like if they're turned into an app, like King said, oh my god, that would
Listen,
be.
let's just hope they can hang on till 2027.
That's the truth. That's the truth. All right. So the quick, actually, you know what? Let me get my man Pyro. He was waiting, and I did him dirty last time. He did say it's not quite the same. CMoney. Sony being in-house costs pennies on the dollar. Xbox would pay outside to produce 10 mil. That same marketing costs Sony 500K to produce. Big difference. True, but I would argue that somebody who takes $1 and put it in their hand, that worth of that dollar means very different to somebody who has millions of dollars, right? So somebody who doesn't have millions of dollars, they take that dollar and like, oh man, that dollar means a lot. The person who has millions of dollars, that dollar means nothing, right? So that 10 million to $1 trillion company, in order to get what they want, I would argue it's kind of they'll do it if they
Why
want
not?
to.
Yeah.
And that's all this is about, right? Is if they want to, right? Because they didn't have to buy Bethesda, right? They could have did a deal, right? Tell them, hey, listen, we'll buy all these games, we'll do a marketing deal, we'll give you this much cut, we'll give you this much money. No, they bought the building because they don't want to play around, they want to own it, right? But that Activision Blizzard, same thing, right? They could have said, hey, we'll buy half the company, 49%, you keep 51%, and you could just keep rocking. We just want something. No, they bought the building. The dollars we're talking about are just in a different world. I'm not saying that Xbox would waste the money. I'm saying that if they wanted it, they can have it, right? And that's the difference, right?
Ariana Grande style.
Exactly, right?
Yeah. You got the money. If you want it bad enough, you go pick it up.
Listen, Ariana Grande could go to Walmart and buy a purse for $20, but she decides that because she has the money, she'd rather spend $20,000 on a purse because the letters are different on it.
She just
You get what
released a
I'm
new
saying?
song today, by the way.
Did she really?
Yeah,
Oh,
her
I
first
thought
one in a few
you were
years.
talking about CMoney.
No. See, money, what'd you drop today, man? You got something on Spotify I can check out?
Listen, you don't want to hear my bars, all right?
Yeah,
You
let's
don't
hear
know.
it. Sing me a country song. Let's go.
Well, clearly, country's my bag, as they say. Oh my God! All right, let me get before we switch real quick. My man Spartan 661,
Thank you,
appreciate you, my
baby.
man. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Says PlayStation fans will be lucky to get 2 first-party games a year. The rest will be third-party exclusives for time exclusives. Spend them out of business, aka Matt Booty. Listen, Matt Booty said something that is going to be the words that will define this generation and the next, because they downplayed it in court. Nah, man, what are you talking about? I was just joking. Maybe he trying to spend nobody in court. They're spent $80 billion in 2 acquisitions, bro. Come on, man. You telling me they're not spending them out of business? They spent almost their net worth of Sony. Come on, man. Get out of my face. This is wild. All right. So let me jump into this topic real quick. We'll keep going after Math goes, but I do want him to get some bars on it. And it's nothing crazy, but it came up. So, I think we're really inundated with games right now. So we kind of put the idea of acquisitions kind of on the back burner, right? Like I feel like we're not really thinking about that or talking about that because it's like, man, we just have so much, right? So like, why does it even matter at this point? But our homies over at Sega have been making some moves. Okay. They've been making some moves recently, and um there's like a link, right? Like people are putting things together here. So I just want to kind of see where we stand on it, and we could dive deeper after. But uh there was a tweet out here that was done, and I don't know why the Game Awards was the one who put it out there. But the Game Awards put out a tweet that says Sega has appointed Shuji Utsumi as president, COO, and CEO of Sega America and Europe. He helped launch PlayStation in the United States, the Dreamcast, and was involved in creation of Kingdom Hearts at Disney Interactive, as well as Q Entertainment. Now, just by itself, that's fine, but they also went ahead and before appointing him, they did announce that they separated the amusement business from its gaming division. And like obviously, every time any of these people do anything, we hawk them. And Sarah Bond was right there, ready to congratulate them on this new endeavor and having this new CEO. We know that Sarah Bond was out there taking pictures of the Sega building for no reason whatsoever. Just like, hey, look, I can see the Sega building. Let me show you guys. And then we do know for a fact, not fake conversation here, not speculation, but fact. Phil Spencer, we saw the emails, bro. He wanted to buy Sega. Shit is in place at Xbox to make this happen, at Microsoft to make this happen. Now, if we would have saw that email and saw nothing else, I would be like, that's just some pipe dream. But after that email, you start putting it together, you start seeing all the deals that they've made. They have that super game deal. They stop keeping the games off of Xbox. I mean, yes, off of Xbox. They stopped making Persona exclusive, right? Now it's on Xbox too. And now they're separating their stuff. I don't know. And you had the other guy who was saying that they God damn this fucking echo.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
feel
what's
like I
happening.
hear an echo from you.
It's like fucking with me. Um, the other guy said that Xbox treats us so much better than the other people do, or they appreciate us more, or whatever the fuck he was saying, than PlayStation or Nintendo. I mean, when you just look at it all, Mav, don't you feel like something's coming?
I
Or
mean,
am
they
I
want it.
just too
The
pumped?
Xbox wants it to. Like, I feel like obviously money talks. So they make them an offer they can't refuse. That's going to be probably what it comes down to. Who knows what stages it would be at? But I feel like there had to have been discussions because we know that they want there to be. So it even if it's just like, hey, we want to acquire you, we're offering this much, and maybe they say no, not right now, or maybe they say, well, we want this much, and who knows where it's at, right? But I think that's probably one of the biggest targets that they have, and not just because it's a publisher, but specifically because it's a Japanese publisher, because they've been trying to buy a Japanese publisher ever since they came into existence. I mean, they originally had the audacity to try and say they wanted to buy Nintendo when they first started the X were starting the Xbox brand, right? Then they tried to buy uh uh Capcom before that came out with leaks. So there was attempts there and negotiations. There was stuff before with talks with Square Enix in the past as well. So these things have all happened, right? It's documented factual things that has happened in the past. So Sega seems like it's been the strongest relationship. They've been the closest for a long time. You've had the previous moves that Sega made, like a couple years ago, where they got rid of the like Pachinko machine, all that stuff that they were doing from that division. Now you have
Yep.
this as well, right? So they are more acquirable, and maybe that's positioning themselves to be able to separate the part that they would be willing to sell off, right? And I think that's all part of this process. So where are they right now with it? I don't know, but I feel like the next big acquisition that Xbox makes will be from that side of the world, right? Will it be
Mhm.
multiple studios? Will it be a big Japanese publisher like a Sega or Square? I would lean more that regard because that takes care of a lot of it all at once, right? And it kind of fits in line with where they've been going. Phil Spencer said as much that they were wanted to branch out more to other parts of the world and grow their infrastructure more that way. And doing an acquisition, the branding itself would help immensely. I remember also Xbox has been really focusing on Japan with the business side recently. They appointed
Yep.
somebody else in charge of Xbox Japan. They have done stuff with Xbox Wire to get it more focused with fully translated to Japanese as well, and all that kind of stuff. And they have a lot of different things going on there. So would it surprise me? No. And just like before when you touched on it, CMoney, with the cloud game initiative thing. I mean, the super game, whatever. A lot
Yep.
of people in the community at the time were just trying to say, it's just about this cloud deal, cloud partnership." And I'm like, and us, we were saying like, guys, this is like they're talking about this being a strong partnership, right? And it wasn't shortly thereafter because we were saying, "Oh, what games are we going to get on day one Game Pass?" People were like, "Oh no, that's not going to happen." Then literally right after that, we got like Total War Warhammer 3 come. You had 2 Point Campus come as well, day one on Game Pass, and you have all of the Atlas games now come to Xbox. They even announced a new Atlas game recently. It's also coming to Xbox, and
Yep.
so that had to have been kind of forced from the Sega side onto Atlas, I would assume, right? So there is I think a strong partnership there. It and I feel like because of that, there is more possibility with them than some of the other Japanese publishers The other one I would say it potentially could be Square, just because of how desperate they are. I feel like their
Max.
financials and all that stuff has been like in that state where they've been like in a state where they're like more desperate for potentially to be acquired. And I think they want Xbox and Sony to compete for them, and I think that's why they're trying to, really help schmooze the deal also with Microsoft right now, and to get more of the games over there, and have a better relationship, because they feel like, okay, let's get Microsoft and Sony competing for our games, one thing, but also for our to potentially acquire us, because obviously that makes the price go up, right? Because say if
Mhm.
Sony makes an offer, they have to shop it around, right?
Yep.
And that's why I honestly don't. I don't feel like Sony can make a large publisher type acquisition, even if they could afford something like Square. They have to outbid Microsoft,
Yep.
right? And like all the shareholders, these companies, they have to go and they have to show the board what the best offers are and present the offers to the board, right? So I don't know 100% the rules in Japan. I know that's how it worked with ABK, right? Like they had to shop it around and they have to do their due diligence. It's part of the law, right? So when that came about, like I don't like, can Sony outbid Microsoft for a large publisher? No, they can't. They can't afford to. Microsoft can
Nope.
completely outbid anything they ever want to do. So by that aspect, Sony just gets blocked from potentially doing that unless it's something that just Microsoft is not interested in. But do we know Microsoft would be interested in some of these publishers? Yes, because that's always been the case. So I feel like there's a potential there, and Sega would be my number one out of those, obviously. So, but yeah, it just adds another little interesting possibility, with that move being made.
But does it have to be one or the other? Can it be both?
I
Can Microsoft pull up and say, Sega and Square Enix, welcome?
I think there would not be like it doesn't. I wouldn't say it has to be, but like I think it be more than likely they would just do one, and they could add some other studios and put them under Sega as well. Because I think whatever they do there, like that's gonna be the identity almost of Xbox in Japan. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
like a
especially if
branded
it's Sega,
Xbox with Sega on it.
like you're gonna have a lot of marketing with Xbox Sega or Sega Xbox or whatever to really promote that, because that is a staple in gaming in Japan, right? And Xbox has never had that big of a presence, but Sega does. So you take it if you do that, you take advantage of it. And no longer people in the stores just looking at Xbox. I'm not just it's Sega. Sega. I know Sega, right? I used to go to the arcades. Used to play all those games. All these great games, and you say Sega. That will raise some more attention there. But anyway, I gotta get going, guys.
Bro, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you.
You're awesome. Thank you for hanging out with us. It's been a minute,
Yeah,
so
It
we're happy
has.
to have you back. So
yeah.
thank you so much for doing this, bro.
It's
Well,
great to chat to
everybody
you,
knows where
Mav.
you are,
Good to
but it's
see you and
fun
chat to you.
speculation. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Fun
Fun
speculation, everybody.
speculation, YouTube, X, all that stuff. Where you can find me. Show tonight, Xbox Ultimate Podcast at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So hope to see some of you there. Elite Gaming Guru. I'll call you Egg.
Yeah.
So I like to call you
Hey,
Egg.
cool,
Whenever I
Nick.
see your when I see your Twitter handle, I always think Egg. Right. So I'll call you Egg. It's great
Yeah.
to chat with you, bro. Doodle, CMoney, always amazing. Great show, great content. Love what you're doing, and
Thanks,
have a
man.
Thank
great
you,
one.
man.
Peace out, chat.
You too.
Be
It's
easy,
good to see
brother.
you, mate.
Thanks,
Thank you,
man.
Cheers.
Mav.
Have a good one.
Peace.
Peace. All right. So the question is going to go to you now, but I do have to get my man
Oh.
Rangy for
What is
in the
up?
building.
Thank you, love.
Thank you, my brother, for being here.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate you. And thank you so much for that $5 super chat. Says CMoney, Master Chief and Marcus behind you are ready to ride on Sony. Why do you think I got them here? When I come up and I'm talking shit to the ponies, I'm coming with the full force of Xbox behind me, baby. This is not just for show. Look at Master Chief. He's fucking hands on the
You got
gun.
the
He's fucking
general there
ready
as
to
well.
go.
Is that what's his face? The
Yeah,
general
the dude
guy.
up
What's his
there.
name?
What's his name?
Behind you as
Ram?
well.
No, I don't know if that's Ram, but it's some white
Yeah.
dude. I forget his name. I forget his
What are
name,
you
but he's
talking
rocking the
about?
Yeah,
Xbox hat.
yeah.
The
From
white,
Gears.
Yeah.
but I don't know which one he is. His name. There's General Ram, but I don't think that's General Ram. I think he's just another dude there. See him?
Oh, was
The
he?
white dude.
Alright.
Yeah, I
He's
Yeah,
bought
he's
yeah,
it.
rocking
yeah.
an Xbox hat. Yeah, you
I
ain't
thought he was
messing
running
around.
around. Yeah.
It's real, bro. It's real.
I will
This
ask
shit's
actually,
real.
Doodle, the arcades. What arcades? Because I'm looking to get some arcades. I built a pub in my back garden the other day,
Ooh.
and I wanted to get some
Yes.
arcades. What arcades you got? What are
Ninja
they?
Turtles.
So Turtles in
Oh
Time,
yeah,
Yes. X-Man.
the fighting game with
yeah. Well, the
X-Men
six
versus
player one.
Marvel.
Is it the
Say that
X-Men,
again?
the 6-player one, where you get to play as Nightcrawler and Colossus and is it
It's
that one?
actually X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Oh, right. Oh,
Yeah,
And The
X-Men
Simpsons.
versus Street Fighter and The Simpsons.
You gotta have The Simpsons.
Simpsons was a
you got
shit.
Simpsons.
Turtles in
Yeah.
Time was one of my favorite. And then I think that one's just 4. It's just 4 player.
Which one? Hold on.
The X-Men. I think the X-Men is 4.
Let me
Yeah, I
go.
think it's 4 players.
Yeah, there was an X-Men game that was 6-player. I remember it. Yeah, in the arcades when it first came out, and you could play as, and it had characters like Dazzler and Nightcrawler and Colossus, and Storm and things. It was great. Yeah, the fighting game's good though. The Cyclops, I used to like Cyclops playing the Cyclops that one. But
Yeah,
good times.
we have 6
Don't get
kiddos, so they
arcades anymore.
Yeah, well, that's why we have it here. That's why we have it here. They go, they sit back, they play. Believe it or not, they love playing The Simpsons bowling because you can swap
Oh,
it
yeah?
from the arcade Simpsons game to the bowling one, and they just fucking go at it. But people are saying that the dude right there, that this guy right here, he's the guy who says boom in the game, and he shoots the
Wow.
big.
The way you
All right.
deliver that.
Yeah.
Pretty
Is that a
amazing.
Yeah, I
game?
know exactly who you're talking about.
You should,
Yeah, from Gears of War. It's fire.
you should
So
do that
yeah,
in the
so
bedroom.
we have
Boom.
oh man, that's where I like to get this started, man. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. So Sega, right? You went so what are you thinking about this? Obviously this is news that came out. Do you feel like this is anything, or are we just getting pumped on something, or what are you thinking?
Well, I love Sega. I think I was always a Sega guy over the Nintendo, and all the arcades I played, all the best stuff. Sega, I love Sega. So ideally, in an ideal world, I'd love it to be true. I'd love Sega to make a comeback. Well, they are making a comeback, so whether through Microsoft or not, it's great that they're coming back. It would be great if they did come under Microsoft's Xbox umbrella, because they would just have that money injection, and I think it'd be good for them, and it'd be good sort of kudos, because I think they need some payback on Sony. And
Yes.
it would really they need that. I think they'd really support them, and they can really then kick it to Sony, and they can help the Xbox and Sega and sit back and just destroy Sony together. And I think that it'd be sort of nice karma.
Yes.
But
Agreed.
But whether it is happening or not, I'm not too sure, because at the end of the day, it's a Japanese market and an American market, and they just don't see what it is. It's more so the Japanese. They don't really buy into the American products so much. They're very much on their own, and they'd like to not sort of buy into that which is not just American, just any other markets. They're very more they export rather than import. Japanese market. That's why they're so successful. So I'd love to see it, but it probably won't happen, I'd imagine, unless something really drastic happens. FARQ's saying delete elite. Fuck you. So yeah, he can do one, mate. So
Oh my god.
yeah, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. Just for Xbox's side, just for Sega, it'd be good to see them destroy Sony, because I always thought Sega and Nintendo was a great competition. PlayStation got involved, just ruined it all, and just played dirty, and then just kicked Sega out by just buying everything up and just throwing money at stuff, which Xbox is accused of doing now.
That's what I want. Revenge.
Yeah, revenge. But will that happen? I'm not too sure. But it'd be nice. It's a nice thought. But
I think
yeah,
I think the
the
bigger
question
reason
was, yeah, go on, sorry.
well, I was just saying, I think the bigger thing is when you look at the fact that, like, if it was as difficult as we all believe it to be, right? Like, if it's really gonna be that hard to do it, I don't think Phil would have gone so far in the conversations of looking into Sega, right? Like, if they just
Yeah,
thought, like, this was gonna be some crazy shit, like, I think they would have just stopped, not said, "Hey, yeah, we've already ran all the numbers, we've done all the logistics, we like, we just need approval." Like, "We wanna do
yeah.
this,"
Oh,
right?
definitely the
Like, I feel
conversation
like they
happened,
would
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I just feel like it wouldn't
Yeah,
I
the
don't think it's as
conversation happened.
difficult as it seems because at the end of the day, you know, we gotta remember that they have what was it? The government did something. They sent something to Japan that they're not being fair over there. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm,
I don't think it would be too hard for an American company to do it, especially when, Xbox does have like, um, they have like a Japanese branch. Remember, they just hired that dude out there. Like they have
yeah.
people out there running on the Japanese arm. They can, they could still do it. You know what I'm saying? Like they can do it under them on that side of it.
I think
Mm,
that if the ABK deal had not been so like elongated, they would have went ahead and already bought Sega. I think
yeah,
it took much longer than they expected it to, and that's why they're kind of catching up with everything they had aligned to go ahead and handle. But I do think that they need to go ahead and get into that Japanese market. And Sega did say they treat us better. So they pick size already. They already know who they want to be aligned with. And
Facts.
somehow I feel like they're kind of like building, but I do think that Xbox is somehow involved with that. So
mm.
I think it's just a matter of like they're either gonna weigh it out and go ahead and just
Could be that, yeah.
announce it, or it's close to happening. They're just finishing things up around it. They just need to put the ring
Or
on it.
or there could be even be deals they could have had because I think there was talk of partnership before, wasn't there, between Sega and Microsoft? Didn't they? There was a partnership. They come to
For that
something
super game.
earlier. Yeah, I mean they could have talked, and they've obviously had this discussion, and Sega said no, we don't need purchased, but Sega could still um, decide to put all these games are releasing that they're going to release remasters or remakes, whatever they're going to be. They could all go drop on Game Pass day one. That'd be a fantastic deal, even if they
That would
don't own
be
them. That'd be
amazing.
just
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah, if these
Well, they've
games
already
did
kind of
release
been
and
doing
just
that.
dropped on Game Pass.
I mean,
Yeah,
if you
they
think
have been.
about
Yeah,
it, all the Yakuza games are in Game Pass,
yeah.
not the brand new one that they're looking to come out
And
with,
they've
but
said
soon
they're very
enough it'll be
successful.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they
yeah,
love it. And I don't see I just I feel like the biggest thing right now is that Xbox, like, we can have these conversations, right? Because Xbox has the money and the motivation, right? They
yeah,
have the money and the motivation to do these things. Can you imagine right now if you were listening to a pony podcast, what
yeah,
they would be saying? Well,
yeah,
you know, Xbox has these games coming out and we don't. The tears,
yeah.
the
Here
tears.
comes the speech.
I think I mean, I don't watch them, but I could just imagine every other pony podcast just sitting there saying, "This is so sad. We have no first party games." And then one of them comes and says, "Oh no, man, remember, there's third party games that we consider first party now. So we're still good." And then everybody else just
Yeah,
starts falling apart and the chat is just putting crying symbols of themselves. They have the same emoji we do. It's just they put it on for themselves. Like that's what I just feel like is happening over there.
This one over
That one
here.
right there. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I just feel like that's where they
Raggedy.
live, and I just feel like
Yeah,
it's so sad, but it's so great over here because we have the ability to have these discussions, and honestly, I don't think that they're going to stop. I don't think Microsoft is just gonna be like, "Alright, we got ABK, this was enough." Again, Satya came out and told us. He told us. He said, "We're doubling down."
yeah.
Doubling down
He wants
when we
competition.
know they have another 100 billion in the bank cash ready to go.
Mm,
They're doubling down. You got to look at it for what I the way I see it. It's a matter of Sega saying yes. Maybe they're trying to hold out and see if any of this stuff pops to increase their cost, right?
To up their
To
value.
up the value, right? And I can see that, but at the end of the day, it's just gonna happen. And then not even to mention because like I believe they're buying more people. Like, it's not just gonna be Sega. It's not just gonna be possibly Square, which, they just look like prime targets to be bought. But, you have your Asobos of the world that I think they need to get. I would love for them to get Crytek. I really want Rise 2. Like, Rise 2, I
Yeah.
don't know if you played it, Elite, or what you thought about Rise, but I love that
Yeah. Oh,
game.
yeah.
And we
Completed
just
Rise.
played it.
I completed on the hardest level. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
phenomenal.
play. I don't know if you played Hunt Showdown, the other game they made.
Yes, I did. I played it on PC. It was good.
Yeah, it's a fantastic game. I love that game. Yeah. So yeah, I would love them to buy into Crytek. That'd be fantastic. I think they're a great
Yeah, I
studio.
feel
They
like
make great
Crytek is a
games.
great buy.
Great. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but I'm surprised it's
So
not
do
been
we
done yet.
well, that's the thing. I feel like, play if Xbox is smart, right? They like to buy people when they're down, because they
Mm.
get their biggest bang for the buck. But I feel like, I mean, Crytek is doable, right? Like, you don't really need them to be any more
Yeah.
down than they are.
When
Like,
they're
they're
done
not
right,
like
yeah.
up.
So they're shopping at the clearance section. Is that what I'm
Yeah,
hearing?
Yeah.
but maybe
The Hunt
they're
and
just
Showdown's
leaving them
still
there.
going, and it's getting updated, making a lot of money. But yeah, but it's not. It can't be sort of. You can't be making them gangbusters money. So
No, and
yeah,
doesn't EA own the Crisis? Um, doesn't EA own Crisis,
oh,
the
I don't know.
brand? Like the
That's
IP?
one company I think Microsoft should have bought ages ago. Is Respawn. They missed
Oh,
the boat there
Respawn, they missed that one.
with
When
Titanfall.
they made
Yeah,
Titanfall,
yeah,
they should have bought them right there,
should
bro.
have bought 'em.
Titanfall was
Yeah, they should have.
amazing.
And now with Apex, Apex is making EA loads
It's
of
making
money.
so much
They
money.
missed out
It doesn't even make
massively
any
there. Yeah,
sense.
it's a shame
Yeah,
they
they
didn't
hit it.
buy 'em. Titanfall
They
was a
hit it, man.
fantastic
Like,
game. Yeah,
that's one of those studios that's gone, right? Like, you
yeah.
can't quite get them now. Um,
Uh,
but yeah, Crystal Dynamics is always up there, right? Eidos.
Should
Like,
buy
these are
them.
just
Yeah,
studios that just need to get purchased. And it honestly, when you sit there and you think about what we have coming down the pipeline, and then you think about how they're gonna be buying more studios and what else we have coming, right? It's like there's just so much that could be happening. I can't even fathom like how many games we're gonna be getting a year. Like it's just I don't know. It's kind of mind boggling.
A little wild, right?
Let
The
me ask you this,
idea.
since I haven't spoken to you on the show since before the year was up.
bit closer.
What is your whether announced or rumored, right? What is your most anticipated game of 2024? Again, whether announced or rumored.
No. I'm gonna. So yeah, it's gonna be toss up as earlier. Indiana Jones or Avowed. It's got to be one of them. I mean, I'm looking forward to Hellblade. That's gonna be great. But I really want to. Avowed speaks more to me as the kind of game I like. So I'm quite excited for Avowed because I love Starfield and I like Baldur's Gate 3. So playing a really diverse sort of character that I can create and do whatever I want with, that really speaks volumes to me. So I'm really looking forward to Avowed, to be honest, for 24. But anything unannounced, it'd be great to see something random come up like I don't know. What have we got? I can't think of anything. This first party, or
Yeah, they're coming out of the Xbox camp.
yeah. See, I don't want to rush too much because there's already a lot coming out with Hellblade 2, Avowed, possibly Indiana Jones, not confirmed. I don't know what else I would like. I mean, I'd like to see Blade drop this year, but that's unlikely.
Yeah,
Even though
that's
they
right.
said
Not
they've
gonna
been
happen.
working on it. They said they've been working on it for about 3 years, haven't they? 3 or 4 years. They've been working on it for some
Yeah,
time.
I mean,
I'd love to see Blade drop.
they did, but
There's a
then they
shadow
also
drop.
say
That'd
it's
be
kind of
amazing.
that would be wild. So I
Yeah.
would say one of the ones that keeps in my back of my head
State of
that
Decay
gets
3.
me
There we
like,
go.
Oh, State of
State of
Decay
Decay
3,
3.
that would be
That's what I like
wild.
to see drop. Yeah.
But fucking South of Midnight, man.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was like, look, he's gonna take my game.
Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited for
Yeah.
South of Midnight.
Wasn't that sort of, yeah, I forgot about that one. That was sort of, isn't that already penned or something? I have heard rumors it's 2024 release. It's releasing this year.
Yeah. 24 is when it's supposed to be coming out based off of a I think it was like somebody's like LinkedIn or something that worked on it or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember where, but I know there was a leak or a rumor that it's
Yeah.
coming in 2024.
That could be their shadow drop. They might do a shadow drop each year, and that could be their shadow drop. That's why they got the sign on it.
I mean, that would be
Could be.
wild because then that would mean
Yeah.
that you have 5 of those humongous days coming in the relatively early on in the year, theoretically.
Yeah.
That would be a lot. I feel like South of Midnight, if it turns out to be as good as it looks like it's gonna be, like I just love the world and the character and how the art style is fucking insane, right, babe?
It does. It looks wild. The art style is so unique. Like
It
I
looks kind
was
of drawn.
captivated by
Yeah.
it. I'm excited to hear the story and that magic that's gonna be brought. I don't know.
Like them.
It just the name alone too. Like it kind of draws you in.
One of my favorite names of
Hmm.
all time.
So
South of
I'm
Midnight.
excited.
That's such a dope ass name.
I'm looking forward to it. Even when I see them all lined up, it like just draws me in for some reason.
Yeah.
Seeing them all
It,
together.
it,
But you did mention BG3 and you mentioned that you played it a lot, right? Did you do a lot of
yeah.
magic in that game?
Yes, I played the magic user. Yeah. Yeah.
CMoney.
She sent you up, Elite.
CMoney
Over
had
Why, what's
here,
happened?
situations
I
taking
had
place with the magic.
I was
What?
almost date raped. Okay.
Ah,
I was. It was
Why
gonna
would-
go
Yes.
down because
What happened?
I got tricked. I got bamboozled by what's his name? Gale.
Mm.
He tried to show me magic, and I thought he was gonna teach me magic.
He
And
went right along.
Oh
he
no!
wanted to show me something else at the camp. I'm like, no, man, what happened? I did not press that button.
Did you?
Oh my god!
Did he?
No. I aborted. No, I aborted. The problem is that it wasn't forthcoming as to what I should press to not be in that situation. Like in
You didn't back up
Starfield,
on
when
it.
Barrett came on to me, it was like flirt or don't flirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, no flirting, leave me alone, right? But with this dude,
Is that the vampire guy?
it was
isn't
no such piece. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I had him coming on to it massively, and I was like, no, I'm trying to hit onto the shadow lady, and she weren't having it, and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, she was not having it. But,
Yeah.
but that
CMoney was
Gale, he
like,
was ready to
"What?
go.
You're gonna show me your magic stick?
I was like,
And
no,
I'm
thank
gonna
you.
play with the magic stick? Yes, show me some magic." You
You
fell
have to
for it.
understand
Fell
when
for it.
when that shit happened, right? I was playing down here, on the big screen, and then I went and I finished after that. As soon as I got out of that,
Wait. You finished what?
What did you
You
finish?
gotta be specific. You finished what?
when I finished playing
Oh.
the game, I went as soon as that
Oh.
moment happened, and I safely aborted from that moment. I went and I saved it and I turned off the game. Okay. Now, listen, I went upstairs and I went to Doodle and I was like,
Yeah.
Doodle, you're not gonna believe what happened to
We
me.
need to make love.
Doodle, I got something to tell you.
You need to confirm that I'm.
Yeah.
that we need to make love to confirm it.
It was
Yeah,
such
no,
a
we gotta go do
serious,
something
heavy
right now. I
moment.
gotta get past this shit in my head. This was horrible. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
it was wild.
I'm at a crossroads.
I
You
just
say, dude, I'm at a crossroads.
I was like, bro,
I just said, why? I just listen, I have no problem with that stuff happening in general, but like let me choose it. I don't want to feel like I was just being innocent and then all of a sudden I'm in like a do or die situation at
They
that
got
moment. I
him.
was like, damn it.
How'd you get out of it?
I don't know.
What was the option?
I was just trying to find the worst, like the meanest shit to say or the meanest way to talk every time. And then it just broke out. He was like, oh, okay. Okay. It was like, yo, come on, man. Was nobody trying to do that? Right? Just let me out.
And it just
Let me
showed
out of
your
this
character
magic
running off
fucking
butt
bubble you
naked.
put me in here. Yeah, yo, like, oh, get the fuck out of here with that shit. So, yeah, so that's my traumatizing experience with the game. So
Still processing everything.
yeah,
So
that's why I haven't been
yeah.
able to go back to it. And I really, honestly, I really enjoyed it. The other thing that happened is that Starfield was coming out, so it was like, all right, I'm not even gonna bother trying to get back into that because Starfield was the shit.
Yeah.
Spartan says another set of twins on the way. Nah, man, we already got 6, bro. They ain't no more.
We're done.
We're donezo. That is Gone with the Wind. Did I read this? Did I read that? John Mark?
No, John Mark Louise.
Hold on.
Wait,
Let me fix that.
okay. My
Jean
bad.
Marc Louis.
My bad, player.
Okay, Jean Marc Louis.
Jean Marc Louis.
I gotta put the some. No, see, that's not great. See what you just did?
You guys
You
say it
tricked
with
me.
the throat.
You tricked me. God damn it. That Game Pass money
Thank you,
funding
baby.
Sega new games. First of all, yes, thank you for being here, brother. Thank you for that $2 super chat. It says that Game Pass money funding Sega's new games. Yes. I mean, it just makes sense, bro. They should just do it. Honestly, you're gonna see. It's this year. I don't know if they'll do it this year. They might just lay low this year and just buy small stuff. But it seems like every 2 years they announce a big buy. You know what I'm saying? Like they're ready to go.
I think they'll keep quiet this year. I think they will with the FTC thing. I think because FTC was still chasing them. Like they come out recently, didn't they? Just before Christmas, saying something,
just
still
for more.
chasing them. I think they might lay low this year. So, but I was just going to say on Baldur's Gate 3, the hut where you interrupt something in the hut. Do you think there should have been an option to join in?
Listen, but see
that
that
was
game,
weird. That was weird.
It is, man. Like it has like a lot of weird shit in there, and like it's.
How'd you get away with that? I'm gonna put this in the game. What are you putting in this? And then how they go? Yeah, just put it in. I think it's great. Personally, I think it's great, but more
they
games
probably
need to
figured
be
nobody's
like
going to
that.
test it and get there. They figured nobody's going to notice it. Nobody's going to fucking find it. It was a thing. Look at Teletubby. CMoney scarred me for life. Why did I have to hear those words? No. Teletubby RPG. That's a great name. Yeah, nah, it's
You hear how noise in the
I don't know.
hut. Teletubby, open the hut door and have a look inside. See what's going on there.
That'll really traumatize him. But yeah, now listen. As far as like the acquisition is concerned, that's gonna come. We already know. Satya said we're doubling down. We're gonna make it happen. As far as the game that you said you were most looking forward to is Avowed, right? Like that's kind of like you're saying
Yeah.
that's your big. Yeah, I think this year is gonna be something special. And I think um I'm really, really excited for what we have to come. Um, Derek was asking, has there been anything shown of South of Midnight besides the teaser? No, but they
No.
did have a write-up on the Xbox Wire right alongside it. So once they release that, you can go to xboxwire.com and read a pretty extensive interview that they did about it, where they revealed that there was a lot, it's actually very music focused. There's a ton of music in the game that's gonna serve for not only atmosphere, but it's also going to like that guy playing the guitar that was on the dock, right? Like he's a character in the game, and he represents a certain type of character in the game. I forget what they call them in this particular in the game, but he's like a certain type of character that different places in the game will have their own version of him.
Oh, that's dope.
So like there'll be a different person who plays a different type of music that represents that area. And like so they basically said like there's a bunch of different ones. And there's gonna be a lot to the game. You know, she's a magic user, so she does like a lot of different stuff. It's honestly it's so captivating the way it looked, the sound, everything. I can't wait. And when you see after you see Hellblade, right, and you see what that looks like real time, right? Now, when you go back and look at Fable, when you go back and look at South of Midnight, like those games don't look out of the realm of possibility anymore, right? Like now you look at Fable and you're like, yeah, yeah, I get it. That was in game, like they said it was. And South of Midnight, that said in engine, but honestly, when you look at it, right at that last scene that she has where the big bad pops up and she's got that magic, string coming out. Like you could just imagine right at that moment when it turns in behind her, just the camera pulling back and now you're playing, right? Like that's the level of graphics that they had where it just looked stunning, but it looked doable, right? Like it didn't look out of the realm of possibility.
That's what I think it'd be a shadow drop game. I think it will be a shadow drop.
So you think South of Midnight might be the shadow drop?
I reckon it might be,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, that would be wild.
That would
I
be
would
fucking I
love
would
that
die.
though.
I would
I've got a
die.
feeling it will.
Yes.
See, I would die. See, I feel like I still hold my hat on Stalker 2, man. I still think Stalker 2
Shadow drop in Germany, yeah.
is a shadow drop game. It's the what's it called? Look, it was already confirmed for the first quarter. So I just don't see why not. You know what I'm saying? I don't see why not. Why not have it, be at that show and fucking give it to us, man. Shadow drop. I believe it. Creed Blaster. I love blues music, and South of Midnight is my my gimme game. And cool. Nice. Yeah, man. South of Midnight, I'm telling you, it's something special.
I just want to cover what Teletubby said. Teletubby said, Elite, you come from Teletubby Land. What is it like? Always wanted to go there. It's not like Teletubby Land. England's not like Teletubby Land. The sun doesn't come up with a big smiley face.
Oh my god.
So, yeah.
Now,
So, yeah,
listen, we
it's
forgot
nice,
about
yeah.
this game. Derek said, anyone consider Replaced being the shadow drop, seeing it already 2 years past due. You remember Replaced? It's like that side scroller, like HD 2D
No.
game, but it looked fucking wild.
Oh yeah,
It
it
looks
looked futuristic. It
so
looked
good.
like a cyberpunk sort of thing.
Kind of like
Yeah.
Cyberpunk, yeah.
Is that
There
one?
was another game before that we were supposed to get that completely like
It was called
disappeared,
The
but
Last
like the
Night,
guy
wasn't
who's
it?
making the game, the what?
The
It's
Last
like the
Night.
last
Yes,
night.
I see it.
I think the last night or some shit like that was the
Yeah.
game
Place us
before.
pretty dope.
Yeah, that shit looked
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah,
I've not
it's
replaced.
Replaced was announced after that game.
Well, yeah,
Similar
I've
style
replaced.
as far
I
as
know the last
like
night.
yeah,
Yeah.
that HD 2D look, it's just fucking beautiful. Like it's so stunning. And the last night looked like that. But I think once people saw the last night and saw how amazing it looked, it kind of gave the dude like the confidence to just like go
Yeah.
big with it. So he's still working on
Oh,
it.
yeah, I see. Yeah, it does look like the
my
last
man,
night. Yeah.
Bunty. Bunty the It's good, fam. Yeah, Cypher says the last night. Yep. That was dope. OCD Gamer says, I agree, CMoney, that way if it does shadow drop, I can take credit too. What the fuck? OCD. God damn it, OCD Gamer. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, I'll let you agree. It's okay. What day is the Xbox Direct? Is next Thursday.
Yes, the
Okay.
18th.
So we're actually going to
We're gonna live stream.
we're gonna live stream it here.
Yes.
Yep, and because we forgot our show is normally on Wednesday, but next Wednesday is actually our twin girl's birthday.
We didn't forget about their
No,
birthday.
no. We didn't forget about their birthday.
We moved
We
the
didn't forget that.
podcast to the same day as the stream.
Yeah.
The
No,
way
no.
you said it.
Sorry, my bad.
You see how you get in trouble with like BG3 and stuff like this is
I didn't mean to. What I was saying is that we forgot that we announced the podcast, but we didn't announce that it's on Thursday.
Yes.
Instead of Wednesday, because Wednesday is our daughter's birthday, so we're not going to do the podcast then. We're going to do it on Thursday. So what we're going to do is we're going to stream the events and then go right into our podcast right after that and just talk about the event.
Yes, go wild.
So it's going to be that's going to be a really, really fun show. But
yeah, I just want to know if CMoney's ever had these BG3 moments in real life in a club and come home to Doodle and said, tell Doodle, sorry, love, I was in this club and this guy.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Doodle scooped me up when I was a baby.
Oh, Doodle scooped me up. Wow. Wow.
All right, fine. But I was really young when I married Doodle. I got married to Doodle when I was 19 years old, so I didn't have any of those weird situations.
Propositions.
Did you, Elite?
That sounds like you did, though. It sounds like you were like,
You want to tell us?
No, I'm not. No.
I don't know. I feel like you did. I feel like you did.
Well, you will you go to a gay club and you do get guys captured, but yeah, no, I've not had one. I've not got to the point where it's got to the point where we're about to have sex, and then I've gone, oh no.
Like, I thought we were just friends.
Yeah,
That's why.
We're just dancing the night away. That was it.
Having our best time.
Yeah. Just
my man
some innocent grinding. That's all.
Oh my God, Jesus! Why? See, this is what happens. My man Spartan 661, thank you for being here, my brother. Thank you for that $5 super chat. Says, I have a beautiful Filipino wife, and our friends always ask, when are we going to have triplets? I give them the Dr. Evil look with the pinky. Well, first of all, tell your friends, let us know how you could just be like, oh yeah, you know what? We're going to have triplets now. As if that's just like, press the button. You know what I'm saying? I heard oh man, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna go back. But just
TMI.
Too much. Yeah, too far. But yeah, I don't think there's a way to just be like, yeah, I'm having triplets. Because if there was a way, we don't know it. We had twins back to back, and that was not a button that we pressed. So not quite sure how that happened, but we're so happy you did. Tell you that much. Oh shit. Fucking Bunty out here in these streets. I'm not gonna say it. Look what you said. You got whipped by that punani. Facts. Facts.
Right.
Hashtag fact.
What happened to our podcast, guys?
This is After Dark. Okay.
After
It's called
Dark,
the Knife Shift for a reason. All right. So
Listen. Well, nobody asked me, so I'm not gonna answer the question.
nobody asked you what?
The question you were asked.
What was the question I was asked?
I forgot the question.
I'm gonna look now. Let's find it.
Are you talking about the triplets or are you talking about being whooped by the punani?
No.
Did you have a BG3 experience too?
Yes, I've had the BG3 experience.
Have you?
Bro,
Where? Tell us.
you're supposed to say no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
No.
What?
No.
God damn it. Shit.
So what was
It's
the
not
name?
that
What
late
happened?
after dark, all right? It's just fucking like dusk. Okay? Let's fucking keep this shit fucking PG.
I didn't know. See?
God damn it, Doodle.
So how'd that happen? What did she say?
Oh, you see? Look at what no. All right, motherfuckers, now I'll light it up. I want to know. Go ahead. Tell me.
Oh man.
Sorry for type one says CMoney after Doodle was like, it's nothing but down here from here, downhill from here for sure. Yeah, for sure. OCD Gamer says, did you guys meet talking trash about Sony? No, we did not. No, we did not.
But
No,
we
did
were
not.
talking. We oh my god, we talked
We
so much.
we were
crap.
bonding over talking trash. We were
Yes.
trash talkers for sure.
Oh,
was
you
a,
two. How you two met, you mean?
Oh
Is
yeah.
that what you was talking about?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
you meant.
we
I
were.
thought you meant Doodle was. Right. I thought you meant someone come on to Doodle like in BG3 moment. Oh right.
No,
Oh, so that's how you two met.
bring
You
it
two
back.
trash talking.
No, there was no somebody coming on to Doodle in BG3 moments. Okay, that was a joke that she made
Oh,
to
right,
be
okay.
haha funny.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh.
Dave Reezy says Doodle's milkshake brings Steve money to the
Dope.
yard.
That song was so dope.
That song was fire. That song was fire. We are definitely going. Did we drink? What is happening
I
here?
don't know, bro.
Are you sending those vibes through the microphone? Is that what is happening?
So.
Look, Censorship Tube says, gotta say I like On Point After Dark. Good format. Oh my
I
god.
love the freaking sombrero on the bottle.
Oh my
That's so dope.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
That's hilarious. Farky says, please be gentle with Elite. He's a little slow. It's 2 a.m.
Oh my gosh, it's
True
2
story.
a.m. your time?
It's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
right now for you?
Yeah.
That's
Holy
wild.
shit.
It's Saturday for me
See,
now.
I couldn't tell you anything. He won't remember. Man,
He won't
I was just
remember.
about to tell you.
No, you're not gonna say shit. All right.
He's waiting for the
Just got a
green room.
tattoo.
He's like, well, can you
To
tell me
prove it.
now?
Oh my god.
So we're now
Oh
probably.
Jesus. I just saw it. It was, it was just like
Oh my god.
oh my god, man.
Elite,
Yo.
you are funny. You're so dope, bro.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so
Listen,
much.
this was-
£100 super
That
chat.
was-
If I take my top off, like, oh no, it's Alex.
Oh, I mean, listen, if you guys want to do it, let's go. Elite drank enough. He's ready to go, guys. The show's off the rails again. Oh yeah, yeah, Canuck. It's off the fucking rails.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. This is Cypher time. Gonna be some
Let's do
sweet
it,
sounds coming on the night shit.
That's his dance he does.
Get him, Elite. Get him.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh, fucking A, man. Oh my god. I'm dying. All right.
Oh.
We're fucking we have no wheels on this vehicle. All right,
Seriously.
we're barreling down the cliff. It's fun times now though. All right. Listen, it's obviously very late by you, and we've been going a long time. So this has been fucking fun.
Dude,
Okay.
seriously, thank
This
you
has
so
been
much for joining
fucking
us
fun.
today.
No, thank you for having me on board.
You're
It's
so
great.
awesome.
Hold on a
Yes.
minute. Where's my camera?
No,
How about that?
Lord.
I can see that shit over there. What are you doing that shit? And that's just not a fucking heart. You gotta lower the thumbs, man. Lower the thumbs. You just make it like a fucking.
We gotta clip this. What was that?
What fucking claw was that? Oh my
Oh,
god.
we're looking for binoculars.
Derek said he's throwing up gang signs. What is happening here? I don't know what took place.
I need some of that fucking tequila.
Yes, I know. What the fuck?
Quick.
Oh my god.
Take the hat off.
Oh shit.
Quick.
Oh
Oh my
Let's do this.
god.
my.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Yo.
Go.
Yo.
god.
Yo.
Welcome
don't
to
know
the
what the fuck's
podcast.
going
We're
on.
starting off.
I don't know what's happening. All right.
I love how he comes back like nothing happened.
Yeah. Like we didn't just witness all that shit that just took place right now. Oh my god. All right. We just said it looks like a life alert signal. Somebody help. Oh my god. Mark, you said that's how we do gang signs here in the UK.
Yeah, that's what we do. We go up to him like, hey, bro.
Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh Jesus. Oh, fucking cry. Oh,
Oh my god.
Pretend nothing happened.
Oh,
That
that's
was
amazing.
awesome.
oh well,
Oh.
that is the way you end the fucking show
Yes.
on the night shift.
That
All right.
was amazing. Don't
That was
fall.
Don't fall. His hat. You can't lose your hat. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Oh my Jesus! All right, well, with that, we're gonna
We
get
have
the
it.
fuck out of here. We're gonna get out. Elite, are you capable of telling everybody where to find you?
You, yeah, you can find me in the club. No, you can find me. What's my Elite Gaming Guru? That's my YouTube channel. Elite Gaming Guru. If you've not gathered it, the name's just there. Where's,
Yep, you're almost
there.
right there. Well, actually, Gaming Guru, you fucking tricked the shit out of me because on Twitter you decided not to have 2Gs. You have Elite Gaming Guru. It's not gaming guru, it's gaming. You only have one G.
One G.
Oh yeah,
two.
because it wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let me use another G for some reason. It was too long.
You ran out of
Oh,
It
G's.
wouldn't let me have
ran
one
out of
more
space.
letter.
You're like, just
I
fuck
was
it, I'll
like,
drop a letter.
"Shit." Yeah, and I was like, fuck, shit. I was like that all over the place. And I had to just take a letter off, and I thought I'll take that one off because it sort of yeah. Oh yeah, I was annoyed by that. I was like shaking my fist, and then I was like that. Oh, what's his face? Musk.
Oh my
You can
god.
find me in the club.
You can find me in the club.
Bottle full of bars.
Busting some
Oh my
moves.
god. Jesus Christ.
Elite
That
Gaming
was
Guru
fucking great.
on YouTube.
Yes.
And on Twitter. That's American for Twitter. Elite Gaming Guru as well, I think now. I don't know. Yeah.
And
you
when's your
put it up,
show?
I'm not sure what it is. I ain't got a link to it. And we've got our show. It starts
They've been
again.
putting it in there for you.
The Gaming Edition podcast starts next Friday. It's at 9:30 GMT. That's Greenwich Mean Time. And I think it starts at 4:30 EST. So
We got you right before you came back.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm
Yeah,
gonna be on. We're
perfect
all gonna be on camera from now on, so you're gonna see us all on camera. So you can see me,
Nice.
Red Dead Panda, and
Let's
Astro Game all going cameras. Yeah. So yeah,
That's awesome.
That's
it's much
awesome,
better.
man.
It's much better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if let's just pretend that you didn't have your camera on right now.
We couldn't
The
see all
joy
this,
that
this
you
magic.
would have
Yes.
stolen from us this entire time right now.
That's what I thought. I was going to save it, but when you guys invited me on, I thought I'm going to go camera. I'm going to go all
I will
in.
appreciate it.
So
Thank you so much. This
I'm
is
gonna
exclusive,
expose
you guys.
myself.
This is awesome.
You
Means
did
a lot
expose
to us,
yourself.
bro.
You did
Yeah.
expose yourself, and it was amazing. It was amazing.
I take it
One
to the
last party
candy
trick.
shop. Yeah. Giggity
Oh
goo.
my god. Oh, fucking A. Oh my god. Jesus.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Oh my god. Listen. Go check out our homie.
Yes.
Let's get some guys over there and have a good time. Fucking A,
Yeah.
that's hilarious.
Come and
Let me
join us.
give
You can
my
join
man
us
Spartan.
and then come here for this show. It's great.
Yeah,
And then you
perfect.
can skip
Just-
out the others like Rands and stuff.
Yeah. Just go there, come here.
Yeah.
Done.
Come
Boom.
here, go there, come to us, then come straight here. It's great. Skip everyone
Yeah,
else.
we got to get the rest of the crew over here one day.
Yes.
Yeah, get us all in. 6 of us. We can have a
Yeah.
six. Like
What? Why? Why? Why?
I don't know why I'm doing
What
that.
is that?
First of all, he said 6, right?
I
What's
know.
going
I've got nothing. Don't know what I did
Oh
that.
my god! All right, one week we'll have you guys. You'll do your show, and then immediately just come to our show as a
Be
group.
one of us. What the fuck?
We'll do it.
Yeah.
Yes, that'll be
We'll do it.
fire. I love
That'll
that.
be fucking fun. It's a good Friday night show, man. It's a great way to fucking end the week, right? What a
People enjoyed
shit
it.
show of a
Has
week.
everyone dropped a sub and a like and a share? If not, block them.
I'm pretty sure. I think they have. Spartan661 says spell check, man. Spell check. Gaming guru.
Yeah.
Fucking name.
Yeah,
It's
it
great.
wouldn't let me add a G. I like to cut a G out
Thank you,
of the
brother.
guru. I think it's elite
Yeah, it was really funny.
gaming and then Uru.
Game in is elite gaming guru. Gaming
Yeah.
Guru. That's what you gotta say it from now on forever. Oh my God! Cypher says, "Is Gale part of the 6? Not on our side." Right?
Yeah.
Neil said, "Doodle, ask him if he can snap."
What? You snap your
Can you
fingers?
snap your fingers?
Like
Oh, he can.
Oh,
You gotta
look,
use
Doodle.
these
Yeah,
fingers
you can hear it.
over here, from back here.
Now he's just doing. Why are you showing him the wrong way? He's copying
How
you.
you do it? Look, it's like this. Ready?
It's really not.
Like this.
You slip these fingers.
No,
These two.
it's just the
Right here,
middle.
Yes.
Middle.
Yeah, them
middle.
two.
I want to see if he can do it. You can't do it. Like this. See if you can do it like this.
He's trying to
Oh,
sell
don't
this
do
shit
them
like a
ones.
skill.
Them
No,
ones.
from the pinky. You gotta
Oh,
start
why
here.
would you snap the
And then you
pinkies?
snap him
Why
down.
would you snap-
Snap him down.
You know he's fucked up right now, and he's gonna be sitting there for hours trying to figure out what the fuck you were teaching him to do.
Why would you snap the pinkies?
Oh my God, what has happened?
Snap
What
the
has
pinkies.
happened here? Listen, we gotta fucking.
Hey guys, by the way,
This is wild.
obviously it's something special. The fact that I can do it from over here.
She's
Yeah.
talented. These are facts.
You hear it?
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
No, see,
I
you
can
got
do-
it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. No, this looks great. This
Yeah.
looks great.
Yeah.
This looks great, guys.
I can
For
clap with
sure.
one hand as
At least gonna end up with arthritis.
Yeah.
I'm fucking out here curled up. Listen, all right. Listen, all right. So your show's 4:30 Eastern time on Fridays. Our show's 6. Go watch him. Come watch us after. It's a fun time. Listen.
and then ignore everyone else.
Ignore everybody else. That's it. Just done. Then
That
at 10
sounds
o'clock
like
you
a
go to
deal.
math, right? You got a fucking
Yeah.
whole night planned. From
Yes.
4:30 on, your night is done. Just
It's
come
set.
chill. That's it.
Yeah.
All right.
Forget
So
your family.
yeah, no family. No,
Yeah.
bring them to the show. What do you mean? No family. Bring everybody to the show. Just get them all
Yeah,
different
bring 'em along.
YouTube
Yeah, get
names.
to
You know what I'm saying? They can
Yeah.
log in on their phones. I'm not opposed to that. So listen, we'll be back Sunday,
Yes.
10 a.m. Eastern time
Yeah.
with Morning Quest with Doodle and CMoney.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fire. Definitely do it. Then Tuesday, we'll be back with her, him, and a guest, where we have our homie Kay Asante,
Yes.
who's going to be joining us. That's going to be fire. Thursday, we will be live streaming the Developer Direct, and then immediately just continuing on with our podcast, because that's when we're doing it. So that'll be at 3 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday.
What
And then
time
Friday we'll be
direct?
back. 3 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday.
That'd be my time. That would be. What time's that? Where am I now?
What time is what time is it? What time is it right now for you?
It's 2:15 in the
10,
morning.
11, 12, 1, 2, 5 hours. So it's 8 o'clock
No.
your time.
Yes.
8 o'clock, right. Okay, all right. How long is it going for? Is it an hour?
An hour.
An hour.
A
Yeah.
little less than an hour, supposedly. Okay. And then
I
on
might have to tune
Friday,
in then
we
if you
will,
like.
yeah, you should definitely tune in.
Tune in.
Yeah, we'll be right here, bro. Come watch. And then on Friday, we're gonna have Ham Solo and RNB from WBG. It's gonna be a fucking dope fucking time. So definitely come through. It's gonna be dope. We're gonna have fun. With that, we're gonna end the show, guys. Doodle.
Yes.
We're gonna end the show the way we end every single show. Doodle.
Yes.
We're done.
I know.
I thought he was going to sing or something.
Until next time.
That'd be great if you just broke into a tune. It's a pair of you.
God damn
That'd be
it.
fantastic.
No.
You need to do that. It'd be great if you just went into into a song.
No, you're making our thing worse
Can
because
you-
not as grand.
Good, though. Can you
sing us
imagine
a
it. No other channel does that. If you just went, that's our song, and you just led, you went, oh, and then Doodle just went, and just went into just a duet. That'd be fantastic.
Can you sing?
No. What would
What's
we
your
sing?
favorite song?
Oh man, music's completely.
God damn
Oh,
it.
I like
What
loads of
just
tunes.
happened? What just
What,
happened?
what could you do it? What would you do it? What would you do it?
I don't know. I'm waiting for some ideas.
Ah, how about you could have sung. Now, my friends, the time has come. Raise the roof and have some fun. Throw away the work to be done. Let the music play on. Everybody
Ooh,
sing,
that was
everybody
beautiful.
dance. Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
with that beautiful, beautiful performance.
It was amazing. I enjoyed it.
Oh.
Until next time, Doodle. God damn it. Say it.
I can't stop.
Fucking say it.
Gal remembers.
Say it.
You're intruding.
You're fucking intruding.